The sun is out, the birds are chirping, and we are ready to play ball. Hi, I'm Christopher Livingston. Alongside me is Anthony Cisneros. Welcome to Campus West for Game 1 of an exciting baseball doubleheader between the Whittier Poets and the University of La Verne Leopards. It is senior day for the University of La Verne today. The Leopards are coming in today's game with a 26-12 record after a 9-6 victory over Whittier last night. Whittier is coming into today with a 24-14 overall record. Anthony, who are our players to watch? Actually, we will send it to the PA announcer to help recognize today's seniors for Senior Day.
Next up is number 18, Hayden Firth. Hayden is a criminology major from Hemet. He has been an essential tool out of the bullpen for the Leopards. In 52 appearances over his 4 years, Hayden is 7-1 through 78 innings pitched and has recorded 57 strikeouts. Hayden also does a great job of helping prepare the field before every home game. His masterpiece behind home plate is something that he takes great pride in. He is joined today by Father John, Mother Michelle, Stepmother Kathy, and brothers Garrett and Cody. Let's hear it one more time for number 18, Hayden Firth. Our next senior is number 3, Mauricio Guadarrama. Mauricio is a communications major from La Habra who has had a major influence on the Leopards squad. In 36 games, Mo has posted a .304 average with 18 RBIs. Mo has been a huge help on defense, turning 21 double plays and recording 75 putouts. Mauricio is a hard worker and a great teammate who's willing to do whatever it takes to win. He is accompanied today by his parents, Roberto and Elia. Ladies and gentlemen, number 3, Mauricio Guadarrama. Next up, number 20, Luke Gutierrez. Luke is a business administration major from West Covina. He has done a wonderful job of contributing his efforts to Leopards baseball program and has taken charge of various projects within the baseball facility. Luke is an example of a great teammate who cares heavily about success of the program. He is joined today by his parents, Greg and Lisa, sister Gabby, brother-in-law Jeremiah, and nephew Wells. Let's hear it one more time for number 20, Luke Gutierrez. Next up, number 39, Andy Martinez. Andy, a kinesiology major from Pomona, has done a great job behind the plate for the Leopards. This season, he is hitting .302 and 43 at-bats with a .412 on-base percentage. In 53 career games behind the plate, Andy has accumulated 172 putouts with a 1,000 fielding percentage. Andy is a great teammate who continuously works hard to help the team succeed. He is joined today by his parents, Joey and Myrna. Ladies and gentlemen, number 39, Andy Martinez. Next up, number 10, Nick Michaels. Nick, a chemistry major, has been a huge part of the Leopards' offense this season. In 161 at-bats, he is hitting .342 and slugging .559 with 55 hits, 15 doubles, 4 triples, 4 home runs, and 44 RBIs. In 38 games on defense, Nick has recorded 281 putouts with a .987 fielding percentage. Nick has done a great job stepping up as a senior this year. He continues to work hard in helping the Leopards lead to success and is accompanied by his parents, Barry and Julie. One more time, number 10, Nick Michaels. Our next senior is number 7, Grant Thompson. Grant, a communications major from Los Angeles, has been a key defensive player for the Leopards. In his career at La Verne, Grant has reeled 53 putouts and 55 total chances, with a .982 fielding percentage. When presented with his role, Grant's great speed and athleticism has helped the team tremendously. Grant is a hard worker and a great teammate that will do whatever is needed to help them succeed. He's joined today by his parents, Rob and Amanda. Let's hear it one more time. Number 7, Grant Thompson. Our next senior is number 25, Jake Thomas. Jake is a graduate student from Murrieta who has earned a bachelor's degree in history and is currently pursuing a master's of education. Jake has been a huge contributor to the Leopards baseball program. In 542 at-bats in 159 games played during his career, he has posted a .345 average. Jake has a career on-base percentage of .500 and a slugging percentage of .595. He has mounted 162 runs, 187 hits, 42 doubles, 15 triples, 21 home runs, 140 RBIs, and 132 walks. Jake is a very hard worker and a great leader who continues his efforts every day out to ensure success of the Leopards baseball program. He's joined today by his parents, Bob and Krista, and girlfriend, Courtney. One more time, Jake Thomas. Finally, we'd like to recognize student manager Brendan Campbell. Brendan, a business major from Alhambra, has been a huge help to the team this year. In his role as student manager, he has worked with the hitters, infielders, and catchers, and helped with stats. Brendan exerts a winning attitude on a daily basis. As a senior last year, Brendan posted a .318 average in 27 games played. He is joined by his grandmother, Kathleen Campbell. Ladies and gentlemen, Brendan Campbell. Let's hear it one more time for all the Verne seniors playing in their final regular season home series. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the responsibility of the University of Verne, the SCIAC, and the NCAA to promote good sportsmanship only. Derogatory statements of any kind directed towards players, coaches, officials, or other fans will not be tolerated and are ground for removal from the venue. Also, any alcoholic beverages and illegal substances are prohibited.
All right, so great to see the seniors recognized for all their hard playing throughout their career. So, University of La Verne currently second in SCIAC right now with a 26-12 record. Whittier not far behind with a 24-14 overall record. If La Verne hopes to take both games of this series, not only will it give them good momentum going into the SCIAC tournament next week, but also help them clinch the regular season title for the Leopards. Anthony, who are players to watch?
We have Anasar Cruz as a catcher, hitting .404 on the year, third in SCIAC. And at the plate, we have the DH, Jacob Thomas, hitting .367 on the year with 44 hits and 4 bombs. Christopher Liggett, .367, 21 runs and 2 stolen bases. Cody Norman on the mound with a 4-5 record, 4.12 ERA with 47 strikeouts. For Whittier, we have the infielder, Matthew Macy, hitting .385, fourth in SCIAC with 4 home runs. And also in the lineup today, Brandon Mulrooney, hitting .333 on the year with 2 home runs and 12 stolen bases. And now we go to the catcher, Old Reliable from Whittier with 44 hits, .344 average, and 3 home runs. And on the mound, Dante Mancia with a 2.95 ERA, 3-2 win-loss record, and 24 strikeouts for Whittier on the mound.
So, as mentioned, Anthony, Cody Norman, he's a sophomore right-handed pitcher. He'll be on the mound today for the University of La Verne. What do you think he needs to do to help get the W in Game 1?
Well, with Cody Norman, he had a 4-inning outing last week against Chapman. And last night we had A.J. Jimenez come out the pen with 5 1/3 innings thrown. So we're going to need a big outing from Norman, as he needs to locate the ball and keep the ball down so he can get some outs and go deep in this game for his ball club.
That'll definitely be big. It's always good to keep that starting pitcher in to limit what you use out of your pen. So as we get ready to begin this first game, we prepare for the national anthem. Weather is beautiful out today. You can't ask for a better day for baseball.
Yeah, I don't think there's anywhere else on the earth you want to be but the ball field on a day like this.
La Verne hoping to carry. La Verne has had a pretty successful season thus far, as mentioned, a 24-12 overall record. These guys don't really lose that often, and they are very dominant at home with a 19-4 record.
Yeah, La Verne's definitely starting to make some noise in D3 baseball, as after their series win against Chapman last week, they took home 18 votes to try and crack the top 25. With the big series win this week, could see Laverne jump into that top 25 next week.
And this is a team that can put some runs on the board, too. Looking at their scores, they average over 5 runs in the past 9-10 games.
Yeah, their offense is a big part of their success this year. I mean, yesterday they were down in the game, but their offense was able to come back and pick them up and pull out a come-behind win, 9-6.
They've scored 297 runs throughout the season, a team-wide batting average of .315, on-base percentage of .413, slugging percentage of .440. This is a pretty good offense we got here with the Laverne Leopards, and hopefully they can take that momentum and win both games today to help them, as said before, get them into that SCIAC tournament on fire.
Yeah, somebody we're definitely going to be looking for today, as we mentioned earlier, as a player to watch, is the senior Jacob Thomas, who will be DHing for the team today. And he is hitting almost 400 on the year. His home runs are a little down from last year with only 4 on the year. But as you can tell, his average is up, and he's helping the team getting on base and doing all he can, as he's done in his previous years here at Laverne.
So we continue to wait for the beginning of this game for the national anthem.
You can see the guys on the field taking real good care of the field as the Laverne players maintenance that field every single day themselves.
You mentioned Jacob Thomas from Murrieta, California, majoring in history. 4 home runs, .376 batting average. He was a 4-year scholar athlete at Murrieta Mesa High School, named to the first team All-League as a senior. So definitely a big name to watch today in Game 1 of this exciting doubleheader between the University of Laverne and Whittier. You're watching LVTV 3, Laverne Community Television.
I'm one unlucky guy. The chance of being involved in a robbery is 1 in 757. The chances of being struck by lightning. 1 in 750,000.
Please fasten your seatbelts for unexpected turbulence.
The chances of being a victim in an airline crash? 1 in 29 million. Hey, could I get some peanuts? The chances of being involved in a car crash are far greater than lightning strikes and plane crashes. And if you are texting while driving, your risk of crash increases 23 times. Now, I may be an unlucky guy, but I don't have to be part of that statistic, and neither do you. Drive responsibly.
I've won Olympic gold medals. But this is a race I really want to win.
10 people in America drown every day.
It's the race to save lives.
1 in 5 kids are younger than me.
Growing up, my mom was afraid of the water, something she did not want me to feel.
So I enrolled Missy in swim lessons.
Swimming became my passion. It changed my life. And now you can do the same for someone that you love. Drowning is preventable. Did you know that swim lessons reduce the risk by 88%? Visit usaswimmingfoundation.org to find, get, or give a swim lesson.
There's nothing more precious than your child's well-being.
So act now before it's too late.
Make us fly!
I'm glad I did.
Thanks, Mom. The USA Swimming Foundation, saving lives and building champions.
Welcome back to Campus West for Game 1 of this exciting doubleheader for baseball between the Laverne Leopards and the Whittier Poets. As we await the national anthem and the opening pitch. This is Christopher Livingston alongside Anthony Cisneros. Beautiful day here at Campus West. Can't ask for a better day for a great game, for a great doubleheader of baseball. We got
Dante Mancia on the mound today for Whittier. Mancia
is a sophomore right-handed pitcher from La Mirada. Look for him to try and spoil senior day for the Leopards today?
A guy that's been on the mound a lot for Whittier, so they're going to look for him to go deep in this ball game as well.
As mentioned, senior day for the University of La Verne, so being a senior on this day, Anthony, you got to think you're just playing with a lot of emotion. Your last time in front of the home crowd, your last time getting this opportunity. I mean, what sort of feelings go through your head? Were you a senior?
Yeah, so I actually went through this last year, so I'm a year fresh on it, and it's definitely something as a senior you got to enjoy it, you got to take everything in, and really just appreciate the fact that it's such a beautiful day out here. You're outside with your teammates, and you get to play the game of baseball that we all love.
So, what sort of emotions go through your head during a game like this?
Definitely, there's a lot of excitement, so it's important, especially for the seniors and everyone else around, to keep their composure and just go out and do what they do every single day, and just continue to do what they do and what's made them successful all year.
Do you feel like you have like some sort of obligation to just play a lot harder just because it's your last home game?
I feel that mindset is there, but as well, like I said, you have to keep your composure at the same time and just continue to do what you do every single day, which is going to continue to make you successful. You can't do anything more than you can.
Well, you heard it right here from a man with personal experience. So definitely look for these seniors to put on a big performance and, once again, to just keep their eye on the prize, and that's to bring a championship to this school. As we continue to wait for the opening pitch and the national anthem. A lot of people sitting out in the stands right now, anxious for the beginning of the game, possibly checking their phone and keeping up on the NFL draft. I know I've been doing that all day.
As the coaches depart, it looks like we're going to get ready to start this national anthem pretty soon as the teams come out of their dugouts.
And that's what looks like that's exactly what's happening. The players are clearing the dugouts.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise and lift your caps and pledge in the playing of our national anthem.
All right, that is a beautiful national anthem. Now to begin this game, as the players get ready to run out on the field for the starting lineup. Here's their starting lineup for Whittier: Lamar, Turfs, Macy, Angulo, Mulrooney, Washington, Vuz, Castro, Samsing, and Mancia on the mound for Whittier.
Catching number 26, Steven Castro. Right field, number 12, Jared Samsing.
As La Verne takes their place onto the field. Cody Norman on the mound, warming up.
And Norman's not a big guy in stature, but he plays with a lot of heart, and he goes out there and gives it his best effort every time he's on the mound. You're going to see a hard fastball from him, but you also will see him break off a knuckleball that, trust me, it's not the easiest to hit. Not the pitch you want to look for.
Knuckleballs are pretty insane if you can really get them down.
Yeah, they can be very unpredictable.
I watched a video one day from R.A. Dickey, famous major league pitcher, and he was showing like his instruction on the knuckleball, just the way he throws it. It doesn't seem like he throws it like a normal pitch, but he kind of, when he does the arm motion, he pushes the ball rather than actually lets it roll off his fingers, which creates that crazy motion. So big ups to you if you can throw a knuckleball. Those things are insane. As the first of the Whittier Poets begins to take his place at the plate to begin this game. Andrew Lamar at the plate to finally begin this game. Takes his place in the box. Here's the first pitch from Norman. Strike. Not a bad way to get it started with a strike on your first pitch. Outside corner, 0-2.
It's a good job by Norman getting ahead with those first two strikes. It's going to be important for him to make sure he locates that ball down, though.
Norman gets ready. Pitch number 3. High for the ball. Let that one sail, probably hoping that Lamar would chase it. There's a pitch. Hit foul off to the right.
That hard fastball we were talking about.
Andrew Lamar, he is batting .285. 17 RBIs, 30 runs, and 1 stolen base on the season. Hit foul again to the right.
There was that knuckleball Norman's trying to break off right there, and Lamar just did a great job of just getting a piece of it and fouling it off.
Being very defensive at the plate right now. Lamar gets ready. There's the pitch. Swung on and strike out. 1 away.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you do after you throw a knuckleball. You come back hard inside, and that's exactly what he's not looking for.
That's definitely the way you want to start out, too. A quick strikeout to begin the game. As Daniel Turfs takes his hit, and he's going to hit it into right. And it's going to be caught for an out. Just inside right field, and he was able to make the grab. Cody Norman trying to make quick work at the top of the first. We have Macy, the first baseman, taking his place into the box. There's a pitch. Inside, 1-0.
You can tell early on that Norman's trying to work inside on these hitters and then break it off away to keep them off balanced.
Here's a pitch. Outside corner, 1-1.
Nice spot from Norman.
Matthew Macy from Oceanside, California. There's a ball, 2-1.
Macy's going to have to be a big part of this lineup today if Whittier wants to see some success.
There's the pitch, swung on. Strike two. Two balls, two strikes. Here's the pitch. Swung on and strike out, and that'll retire the side. A quick 1-2-3 inning for Cody Norman. Great way to start out the inning.
Yeah, you can't ask for a better way to start the inning for the Leopards right there. And now we go to their offense, as the offense was the big key in the game yesterday's win. We'll see if they can continue that success and put up some more runs in this first inning.
You're watching LVTV3 Laverne Community Television. So we get ready to begin the bottom of the first inning with Chris Liggett getting ready to take his spot into the box.
And Liggett's not going to be a guy that's going to try and drive the ball out of the ballpark. He's definitely going to be a guy that wants to see a lot of pitches and find his way on first base so he can have success for his team and keep the line moving.
That leadoff spot being very important to help get momentum going.
And the Leopards have been searching for a strong leadoff guy all year, and it looks like Liggett's starting to settle in right there.
As Dante Mancia takes his place on the mound, gets his warm-ups in. Mancia, he's got a 3-2 record with 1 save. He's got a 2.95 ERA, 24 strikeouts, and 42.2 innings pitched. So he will get the call today for the Poets. And with an ERA as low as 2.95, you can definitely respect that this guy, he does not give up too many runs when he's on the mound.
Yeah, he's going to be a big key for Whittier today, as you said, he's been on the mound a lot for this team. So they're going to want to see a lot of innings out of him today.
As Christopher Liggett steps onto the plate. He will be the first batter faced by Dante Mancia. So Liggett takes his spot in the box. Mancia winds up, and there's a pitch. Low, ball one. Outside, ball two.
You got to be expecting to take right here from Liggett with a 2-0 count to start the inning.
As Mancia gets ready, winds up. There he goes. Low, ball three.
If we saw a take last pitch, we're 100% seeing another take right here.
Mancia trying to find that strike zone. Outside. Oh, outside corner for strike one.
Yeah,
3-1.
Looks like the Blues giving him a couple inches out there for both sides, though.
Here's a 3-1 pitch. Mancia winds up. That's to be swung foul. Full count.
Good job on Mancia working his way back into this count.
It seemed there for a second that he would have gotten a walk for sure on those first few pitches. Full count. Here's the pitch. Swung off to third base, and it's going to be thrown for a quick out at first.
I mean, you'd love for Liggett to get on right there, but he saw a lot of pitches, and at the end of the day, that's a productive at bat for the leadoff hitter.
Almost got away from the third baseman, but he was able to scoop it up, and nice throw to first for that first out. As Brandon Vogel, center fielder, takes his place in the box. Mancia gets ready to face off against him. And that's going to be swung foul to the right. was a pretty big swing by Vogel there. Oh and 1 is the count. And there's the pitch. Just to the outside for strike 2. Looked kind of like a slow off-speed pitch there for a second. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Low. Ball 1.
Yeah, it's one of those takes right there where that pitch never really had a chance of being a strike, so it's not the hardest pitch to take for a batter right there. Good job by Vogel, though.
Brandon Vogel, a junior from Villa Park, California. He's got a .317 batting average, 1 home run. There's a pitch, and he's going to hit that straight into shortstop, who's going to scoop it up and throw him out at first.
See a strong arm out of the shortstop right there. Wasn't the smoothest on getting to the ball, but did a great job once he had it to show off his arm and get over there to first base.
And here comes one of the names you mentioned, Jake Thomas, the DH. Gets ready to make his presence felt. There's the pitch. Low, ball 1. Jacob Thomas with a .376 batting average, 4 home runs, 31 RBIs, so he can really hit it. An outside corner for the strike.
And if you notice with Thomas, he starts his stance with a little bit of a closed front side, which allows him to keep his weight balanced and stay through the ball when it comes at him.
Here's a 1-1. Outside, ball 2.
Mencia definitely working away to Thomas right here, not trying to give him anything over the plate.
Mencia trying to get out of this inning. Here's a windup. Gets it. Strike 2.
Might be a pitch that Thomas wants back right there, but he always does a good job with 2 strikes of battling back and finding a way to grind out this at-bat.
As Mencia gets ready. Here's the pitch. And there's the strikeout to retire the side and end the inning. Great pitching from both sides. At the end of the first, the score is 0-0. It is a tie game. You are watching the SkyX Baseball on LVTV3, Laverne Community Television.
Hey, look, it's those guys. Are you good to drive?
I'm fine.
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be.
Go on and step out of the vehicle for me.
See ya, buddy. Good luck.
So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
Welcome back to Campus West for Game 1 of this exciting baseball doubleheader between the University of Laverne and Whittier. Score is currently 0-0 as Whittier gets ready to take their place in the batter's box to begin the top of the second inning. So great pitching from Cody Norman in the first inning. The question is, can he keep it up in the second?
And it's going to be important with Angelo coming up right now, their senior DH, to keep the ball down and locate right here as a guy who knows how to hit the ball and will do some damage with it.
As Cody Norman gets ready, gets set. And here's the first pitch. Swung, foul. Ticked it, but landed in the box to be called a foul. Angulo batting .344 on the season with 3 home runs and 25 RBIs, 4 stolen bases, and 23 runs. As he duels it out with Cody Norman. Here's a pitch. Swung, strike 1. Strike 2. Cody Norman seems to be feeling it early. And he gets him on that outside corner again. Strike 3, 1 away.
Just a perfect pitch right there, Chris.
That was dirty, and that umpire, he's being very, very
a little generous out there.
Very, very generous with that outside.
Yeah, it looks like he's giving a couple inches out there. We'll see if the pitchers can try and take advantage of that.
3 strikeouts for Norman. And he swung on in a foul by Mulroney.
It looked like Norman was trying to go back to that same location, but missed over the middle a little bit.
And it's, you mentioned earlier, it's important that he keeps his pitch count low and that he keeps it deep into the game. And the way he's pitching, he can do it. As there's the pitch, and it's going to be hit to second. And they're not going to get there in time. So he's going to get a base run, a base hit.
Good try by Benson over there, but he's just a little late to it. But a great effort right there on putting the throw on the money.
That was just a tough bounce as it bounced off the mound, out of reach from Norman. And the infield not able to make the grab and the throw out in time. As Cody Norman gets ready to make the pitch to Washington. Low, ball 1. Norman gets ready for the 1-0 hit, 1-0 pitch. And that's going to be hit hard and high to right, but it's going to be caught. And that'll be out. 2 away. It looked like he was going to go, like he was going to sail pretty far, but it just didn't get distance. It just had a lot of height.
Yeah, usually with those pop-ups in the infield, the ball moves a lot once it gets so high up in the air, especially with the wind blowing.
So Verne able to get away with one. As Norman gets ready to face off against Vooz, but he's going to try and keep Mulroney honest there at first. John Vooz, Jr. There's a pitch, and he's going to hit that to short, and that's going to get past him into left field. And they're going to advance the runners for a base hit. Just out of reach from Jacob Benson. As the ball just rolls into left field and allowing Vooz to get the base hit.
Correction, number 26, Steven Castro.
2 outs, 2 runners on base. 1 runner in scoring position at second. And Steven Castro, the catcher, steps into the box to try and bring home a run. Cody Norman throws it to second, tries to get him out. He is safe.
Verne trying to steal an out right there.
As Norman gets ready for the pitch. That outside corner. Strike 1. Norman trying to get out of this inning without putting any runs on the board. There's the 0-1. Swung, and that's going to be hit foul.
Yeah, that's exactly how you do it right there for Norman. He's, after having a little bit of struggles in these last 2 hitters, getting some runners on base, he's right back to it, 0-2 count, and we'll see where he locates this pitch right here. See if he breaks it off or decides to come back inside.
0-2 is the count, 2 runners on base. Norman gets ready for the pitch. Keeping an eye on second, there it is, and he's gonna swing foul.
Norman, this is his location a little bit right there. Wanted the ball on the inside part of the plate and got it over the middle of the part, which allowed the batter to foul that ball off and stay alive.
He continues to look at the runners at first and second and hold them in their place. He swings, actually no, gets by, caught looking for strike 3 to retire the side. The 4th strikeout for Cody Norman. You're watching LVTV 3, Laverne Community Television. So that was a very, very huge strikeout for Cody Norman to end that momentum. As Dante Mencia gets ready to take the mound again for Whittier, with first baseman Nick Michaels on deck.
Michael's a guy that Laverne has been looking to all year, and really all 4 years that he's been here. He's been he's had some ups and downs, but it seems like his senior year has really been when he's locked it in. He's been a great production for this Laverne lineup.
Nick Michaels, senior from Redlands, California, went to Citrus Valley High School. He's a chemistry major. Big ups to him. I struggled a little bit in chemistry. That math got to me. He is batting .342 with 4 home runs, 44 RBIs, 33 runs, and a stolen base. Another big hitter for Laverne. As Michaels gets ready, advances to the plate.
Leading off for your Leopards, first baseman, number 10, Nick Michaels.
Mencia gets ready to face off against him. He's got 1 strikeout thus far in today's game. And we're ready to go. There's Mencia's pitch. Low, ball 1. Mencia gets ready. Inside, ball 2.
See that big leg kick from Michaels. It's important for him to stay balanced with that, and he's done a great job of that.
Here's the pitch.
Taken all the way right there for Michaels. 2-0 count, starting off the inning.
2-1. Here's the pitch. Mencia gets ready. There it is. That was high inside for ball 3.
See if Michaels gets the green light right here, or if he'll be taken all the way. I would think he's getting the green light though with the 3-1 count, hitters count. See what he can do.
There's the pitch, and he's gonna hit that foul. So just as you said, he had the green light. He unfortunately hit off the top of the bat. Floated that one to foul. Full count. Mencia gets ready for this next pitch. Ticked foul.
Good spoil right there for Michaels, keeping himself alive. Just to get another pitch.
Full count. Nobody on base, no outs. Mencia's pitch. That's going to be hit into shortstop. They're going to make that grab and get him out at first. One away.
Actually, the third baseman then crosses over in front of the shortstop. Only play right there. If the shortstop has to come up and get that, most likely Michaels is safe. So that's a good job by the third baseman going to get that.
Good fielding from Whittier to prevent the base hit and to get an out. As Chris Perez, the right fielder, gets ready to take his place. As Mancia makes the pitch, and that's going to be hit foul just outside of third base. Christopher Perez, a junior from Burbank, California. He's hitting .333 on the season. 1 home run, 16 RBIs, and 17 runs, and 1 stolen base as there's a pitch. 1-1 is the count. Mancia gets ready for the 1-1. 1-2. That one looked like it sailed a little too high. Here's the 1-2. That's going to be hit to first, and that's going to be a quick out there.
Looked like a little excuse me swing right there out of Paris. Not fully committed on that one.
That was a good fielding by Macy to snag that ball up real quick and just jog to first to get Paris out. As Lucas Granado, third baseman, gets ready to take his place. So we're definitely seeing some good pitching, great fielding thus far in this game so far.
Yeah, both pitchers doing a good job of staying in the strike zone and not really walking anybody yet.
That's true. We have yet to have anyone walk. As Mancia takes the pitch, and that's going to be hit in the right field, and it's going to be caught for the third out.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is the responsibility of the University of Verne, this guy, and the NCAA.
Samsing able to keep an eye on that ball and make the grab to end the inning. At the end of the second inning, the score is still tied at 0. You are watching SkyAg Baseball on LVTV3, Laverne Community Television. Welcome back to Campus West for Game 1 of this baseball doubleheader between the Laverne Leopards and the Whittier Poets. Score is 0-0 as we get ready to begin the top of the third. We are definitely seeing ourselves a pitching duel today, Anthony.
Yeah, definitely. The pitchers are doing a good job of staying in the strike zone and getting quick outs. Even when they get themselves into a little bit of trouble, they've been able to find a way to get themselves out of that trouble so far.
So Jared Samsing, who made that last catch to end the inning in right field, will take his place in the box to begin the top of the third for Whittier. Facing off against Cody Norman, who has been having a great game thus far, although he did give up 2 base hits. He pitches that outside for the 1-0. But besides those 2 hits that Norman gave up, he has 4 strikeouts on the day. So he's throwing some fire right now. As he pitches, it's low for ball 2.
It'd be interesting to see if Whittier has the green light right here, if they're going to go ahead and take this pitch right here.
There's a pitch, and he looks at it. That was low, but that was low down the middle for strike 1. Jared Samsing batting .260 with 14 RBIs. as Norman throws for ball 3. 3-1 is the count. Sampson also has 14 runs on the game. And there's the first walk. As Sampson sticks with it, maintains discipline, and gets ball 4.
So we'll roll it back over to the top of the lineup.
Andrew Lamar, the second baseman, went 0 for 1. He struck out to begin the game.
Norman definitely looking for a ground ball, double play to get himself out, to get himself his first 2 outs of the inning.
Norman pitches, and there's a bunt. And that was fielded by the first baseman and thrown to first for the quick out. A little bit of confusion there. It looked like they were trying to hold or trying to see if they could get Sampson out at second, but instead stuck with the easy throw at first.
Yeah, a little confusion right there, but they did a good job of staying under control and making sure they at least get that out at first base.
That ball seemed to have a nice little pop up there that kind of threw off Norman when he was trying to field it. As Daniel Turfs takes his place in the box, he's 0 for 1 on the day. Here's the pitch. Watches that go by. Ball 1.
That's a fastball up right there. Norman needs to make sure he locates that ball down in the strike zone. That's where he's going to get all his ground balls.
Norman gets ready. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and that's going to be hit foul.
Getting a little help there. The check swing to foul off. Second pitch of that bat. As you see Jacob Benson coming over to talk to Cody Norman. Those 2 guys out on the field right there, great friends right there. So it's good to see them keeping each other under control and keeping each other accountable. And that's what you need from a championship team. You need your players to step up and keep each other accountable.
Hopefully that calms down Norman a little bit, helps him relax. As Norman gets ready to pitch to Turfs again. High inside for the ball.
It looks like Norman's just not finishing his pitches right now. He's leaving everything up. He's got to be able to finish that follow through and locate that ball down in the strike zone.
There's the pitch. So let that sail by again. Ball. So 3 balls once again. 1 out. Runner on second. Norman gets ready. And he's going to get a strike right there.
That's that spot that the Blues been given to both sides of the for each team today so far.
So we got a full count right now. Runner on second. 1 out. And a tied contest, 0-0. As Norman takes the pitch. And that's going to be hit right there to Norman. Norman's going to throw that right to first, but it's going to bounce around. Wild pitch. And the runners are going to advance. As Sampson's going to go to home. And he's going to be safe. And Turfs advances all the way to third on a wild throw to first that became disastrous. And Whittier draws first blood.
Good job of Whittier by continuing to run as soon as they saw that ball get by Michaels. If they're not continuously running, that's a closer play and he might be out. Game of inches right there, for sure.
A nice hit directly to Norman. The ball bounced and dribbled around his glove, and he didn't look like he was able to make that throw in time.
Yeah, Chris, it looked like he just kind of let up on his throw as he was throwing it to first base instead of just throwing it and not feeling it.
And Michael's unable to make the actual firm grab as the ball rolled to him. There's the pitch outside, ball 1 to Macy.
And for any first basemen out there, that's a play that ball cannot get by you. It's got to be blocked and knocked down.
So Whittier now up 1-0 off of that error.
Laverne with the infield in, hoping for a fly ball or a ground ball.
He pitched ball 2. So Norman, who had started out on fire in the first inning and a half, has really struggled thus far. As he gets ready, tries to relax. The infield's going to talk to him. Here comes coach walking up to the mound.
And for Norman right here, you know, you got your coach coming out there to talk to you, try and settle you down. You know, he's a good guy that's going to focus you back in and get you ready for your next pitch, and that's exactly what he's trying to do. He's talking to his whole infield, and so make sure everyone's on the same page for this next pitch that's coming up.
So what exactly do they talk about in that huddle? Do they talk strategy? I've heard that they just talk about random things just to get the pitcher's mind off of what's going on.
Yeah, so, I mean, it depends. Like on this one, I can see Winterburn is not too happy, as expected. But it looks like he's out there talking strategy, trying to make sure that they are staying focused. But, yes, they will. Sometimes the catcher will come out there just to try and get your mind off of things, keep the pitcher clear-headed, and get back to what he needs to do to be successful.
That's going to be very important, especially right now in this situation. You have a runner on third. Not the ideal situation that Laverne was hoping coming into this game.
Tough out right here, too, with their 3-hole Matthew Macy at the plate.
There's a pitch. And Macy's going to get hit.
Have you seen, Norman's been trying to work inside all day, and until he started getting a little wild this inning, he was able to locate that pitch. But it doesn't seem like he was able to finish that one, and ends up getting Macy in the front side of the shoulder.
And now that puts Norman in an even more difficult situation with a runner on third and first with 1 out.
But this is a situation the Leopards can live with DH/catcher at the plate, looking for a ground ball. Hopefully they can get out of this inning right here.
Pitch is high for ball 1.
That's not the pitch that's going to do it, though. Got to get the ball down.
When Norman has been hitting that strike zone, he's been very effective, and he has limited a lot of damage from the hitters. But when he's been trying to work those outside areas, as there's a hit to shortstop, and that's going to be thrown high to first, but advances the runner.
Big indecision right there out of Benson. Wasn't sure if he wanted to go to second, and then by the time he decided he wanted to go to first, it was too late. Left the ball up a little bit.
Benson looked like he could have gotten that double play there. He looked like he could have thrown it to second, had plenty of time. Holds on to it and throws a wild high one to first.
Yeah, as we mentioned earlier, there's a lot of emotions going into this game with senior day. Even for the guys that are out there pulling for their seniors, it's not easy. But it's important to keep their composure.
Pitch outside, ball 1. As Turfs was able to advance and get the run. 2-0 Whittier. As Norman pitches. And that's going to be bounced to third. Thrown to first for an out.
Granado going ahead and taking the for sure out at first base. Might have had him at second with the catcher/DH running over there with not the greatest speed, but does a good job of making sure he at least gets that out at first base.
So Mulroney not able to keep things going for Whittier as he gets a quick out. And Washington takes his place in the box. There's Norman's pitch, right down the middle. Strike 1. 0-1 is the count. 2 outs, 2 runners on.
That first pitch looked like Norman's first inning when he was locating the ball. See if he can do that again.
That was outside. Ball 1. One and 1 is the count. Norman gets ready to pitch to Dimitri Washington again. That's going to be hit to first. Michael's going to dribble that around, throw it to Norman, who's going to get Washington out at first to retire the side.
Michael's not able to field it cleanly, but he does a good job of making sure he gets that out at first base.
The score is Whittier 2, Laverne 0. You're watching SCIAC Baseball on LVTV 3, Laverne Community Television. Not the way that Laverne wants to start. As we look at the replay, ball bounced directly to Michaels, and he's able to just shovel it to Norman for the quick out.
Little PFP for Norman right there, going over and covering the base for Michaels to toss it over to him.
Mencia gets ready, and he's in a very comfortable position, being up 2-0. He has been pitching very well as well.
Yeah, it's important for Mencia right here. His team went out there and got him 2 runs in that top half of the inning. Now he's got to go out there and do his job as his team did for him, locate the ball, get quick outs, and continue to get this team to the next inning. For Martinez right here, though, senior didn't start yesterday, but he's hitting over 300, and you could expect some big hits out of him today.
He will go off. He will duel it out with Mencia. There's the pitch. Outside corner, 0-1. He's got to be feeling confident stepping onto the mound, knowing that he's up by 2 runs. And he hasn't given up a base hit yet either. As he pitches, lets that go low for ball 1, 1-1.
Yeah, Chris, this is what you would call a shutdown inning for Whittier right here. As your team gets you 2 runs, you want to go out there and shut the other team down so that way you can keep the momentum on your side.
There's the pitch. Low. 2-1 is the count.
Important for Martinez to stay selective right here and make sure he gets his pitch rather than trying to hit Mencia's pitch.
Mencia gets ready for the 2-1. And that's going to be hit high into right field. And it is going to be foul. With a lot of Whittier jerseys surrounding the ball as they watched it fall to the ground. Good hit by Martinez, just sailed over the foul line. Needs to try and orient that more to the left, try and get that in play. Laverne needs a big hit here. As there's Mencia's pitch. And Martinez gonna hit that. That's gonna bounce out of the out of shortstop's hands. And he is going to advance to first for a base hit.
And that's an example right there for you, Chris. Got to run a hard 90. Martinez did a good job of running down the line hard the whole way, expecting the shortstop to make an error right there. As he did, it allows him to get on first base.
That was a strong hit, too. You could tell that. The shortstop had it. It just bounced up. Just the momentum from hitting his glove.
Yeah, it looked like he just caught that, tried to catch it a little bit deeper. He's got to catch that a little bit more out in front for the shortstop.
And Turfs, who scored the second run, gives up that error. And there's an attempted bunt.
And you can expect to see some Leo baseball right here, trying to get that runner over to second base, so that way we can pick up an RBI with the runner in scoring position.
There's a pitch outside for the ball. So it's taken up into the third inning for Laverne to finally get a runner on base. Mencia pitches, and that's going to be bunted. They're going to advance the runner and get the quick out at first. But Guadarrama able to do his job and advance the runner off of that sacrifice bunt. As Jacob Benson steps into the box.
Sophomore shortstop having a little trouble in the field today. See if he can pick it up with his bat.
That flies outside for ball one. One and 0 is the count. Mencia duels it out with Jacob Benson. There's a pitch. Low, ball two.
It's a big hole over there out in the 4 hole. Benson's going to be looking to push that through there right now.
May have to start a swing a little bit earlier to get into that gap. Inside, ball three. Mencia's had some issues with the inside. Hasn't really gotten many strikes called. 3-0 is the count. There's the pitch. And there's a strike. 3-1. Runner on second. 1 out.
That 3-1 count is going to be important for Benson to make sure he sees this ball a long time and gets it deep. Try and push it over that right side.
And he's going to hit that right in the center field. And that's going to be caught. And they're going to hold Martinez at second. 2 away.
Good stroke right there from Benson, but just hit right at the center fielder. And nothing he can do about it.
Center fielder Mulroney didn't have to make much of an effort to get to that ball. He just basically stood there as if sailed right to him. You know, Benson would have hoped for it to drop just a tad bit just to try and get a base hit and advance Martinez. As Christopher Liggett gets ready for the top of the lineup. He's gone 0 for 1 in the game thus far.
You'll see Martinez out there at second base, jumping around, making sure he gets a good jump to try and score on a base hit right here.
As Mencia gets ready, throws it outside, ball 1. Almost a wild pitch. Andy Martinez, he has no stolen bases recorded on him for the season.
Yeah, as a catcher, it's going to be not the fleetest of foot out there, but it's going to be important to make sure he gets a good jump so he can score on a base hit.
Liggett trying to get a base hit to advance him. There's the pitch, and he's going to hit that high into left center field, and that is going to be just short of the wall. Martinez going to advance to home as Liggett gets to second base standing to bring a run for Laverne.
And you can see Whittier's been trying to work inside as well, and Liggett was just ready for that fastball inside and didn't miss it, able to put it in that left center gap.
What a hit. I thought that was going to go the full 388 over the wall. Dropped short, but that was enough to advance Martinez all the way to home and to bring him to second, to bring him within 1 run here in the 3rd inning. As Brandon Vogel steps into the box. He's 0 for 1 on the day. Can he change that?
It's a big at bat from Vogel right here with 2 outs. It's important for him to try and get on base with Thomas and Michaels following him up after. big RBI guys. Those are the guys you want to drive you in.
Mancia's first pitch is called as a ball to the outside. 1-0.
See how Mancia reacts from his first bit of action hit off of him.
There's a pitch outside, ball 2. We look at the replay. You watch Martinez as he's going to sprint all the way. He knew. It's like, I'm going all the way. Great speed as he's able to advance himself all the way, standing without even having to worry about sliding to home for the run. Mancia gets ready for that pitch. There's a strike. Mancia gets ready, hoping to get out of this inning without any further damage.
The last time Vogel rolled over to the left side of the field, so it looks like they got the second baseman cover in the bag. Good opportunity for Vogel to push that ball through the 4-hole now.
There's a pitch. He's going to watch that sail by for the ball. Ball 3.
Mancia seeming like he's struggling a little bit after that hit from Liggett. See if he can get back in there with a 3-1 count. Keep himself alive without walking Vogel right here.
3 balls, 1 strikes. Runner in scoring position. There's a pitch. And he's going to watch that sail by for ball 4. And he's going to advance to first.
Definitely not the ideal situation Mancia was looking when he had 2 outs before Liggett came up and hit that double in the gap. Now he's got a runner at first and second with Thomas and Michaels coming up to bat. We'll see how he tries to wiggle his way out of here or if the Leopards trying to open this up right here.
As you mentioned earlier, this was supposed to be a big inning for Whittier, and they haven't really been able to put Laverne away. As Jacob Thomas, who went 0 for 1 at his first at-bat, gets ready to face off against Mancia again. Right down the middle, strike 1.
Even though Thomas struck out in his first at-bat, I don't think the Leopards would want anybody else but him at the plate right here in a big spot, looking to score some RBIs now.
A base hit would be huge here. Mancia gets ready for the 0-1. It's high, ball 1. One and 1 is the count. 2 outs, 2 runners on base. Whittier currently in the lead, 2-1 here at the bottom of the 3rd. There's the pitch. Thomas watches that sail low for ball 2.
Good try right there from Mancia, though. Good location, just a little down.
Two and 1 is the count. Mancia trying to get out of this inning. Whittier hoping to get out of this inning with the lead. There's Mancia's pitch. And Thomas is going to hit that to 3rd. And it's going to be a base hit.
A little bit of luck right there from the Leopards as that ball looked like it just grazed the line, stayed fair.
It looks like Dimitri Washington talking to the ump, trying to say, "Hey, I think that bounced foul."
And just when you thought Whittier might get out of it, what do you know? Leopards got the bases loaded with Michaels up.
I think everyone paused there on that last hit, just the way the ball bounced off the grass. It looked like it was going to go foul. But fortunate for Laverne, it was a base hit. And now you have a bases loaded situation with Nick Michaels at the plate. And that's going to go strike 1. Michaels went 0 for 1 at his last at-bat as well. hoping to bring someone home to tie the game. A big base hit here would put him up 3-2. And he's gonna hit that high into right field. And that's gonna be missed. Bounced off the wall as the runners are going to advance. And Michaels is going to get a stand-up triple. And Laverne, just like that, is going to take the lead. What a hit by Michaels.
And that's the right fielder Samsing out there having a little bit of trouble as that ball off of Michaels' bat looked like it just kept going and going. It almost got out of here.
And it just dropped right behind him. Bounced off the wall and gave Laverne a 2-run lead. But what a hit. He crushed that ball. Surprised it didn't make it over the wall. As Chris Paris takes his place in the box. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 1.
Paris, another RBI guy right here. Been doing it all 3 years he's been here so far, too. Wouldn't be surprised to see a line drive right here out of Paris.
Here's a pitch. Outside, ball 2. As we look at the replay, Michaels got set. He hit it hard. It looked like it was going to be a grand slam there. Here's ball 3. Mancia trying to settle down, giving up 4 runs in this inning. And he gets a strike finally. So we look at the replay.
We'll get there.
It was quite a hit by, it was a huge hit by Michaels. Mancia gets ready for the pitch. Outside, and he's gonna walk Paris.
Things starting to unravel a little bit for Mancia out on the mound right now. Kind of looks like he's out on an island right now as you see his first baseman and catcher coming over to talk to him, trying to settle him down.
Mancia, he's given up 4 hits, 4 off of 4 runs. He's walked 2 runners, 1 strikeout. He's given up a double and a triple in this game thus far in 2.2 innings pitched. So for both pitchers start off very strong and have just kind of unraveled here in the 3rd.
Yeah, 3rd inning hasn't looked too great for both sides on the mound, but the offenses are picking up. Might be in for another shootout as we saw yesterday.
Lucas Granado takes his place into the box to face off against Mancia. There's a pitch, and he's going to hit that into right center field, and it's going to be caught, and that'll end the inning. So what an inning. Got a lot of runs scored. So at the end of the 3rd inning, the score is Laverne 4, Whittier 2. You are watching Skyac Baseball on LVTV 3 Laverne Community Television.
What did I do? Not enough. You constantly ignore me. You barely eat anything healthy. You're half as active as you used to be. The pressure is just too much. I quit. Okay, I get it. I'll do better. Just please, don't leave. Okay. But remember, if I go, you go.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you. Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
Welcome back to Campus West for Game 1 of this baseball doubleheader between the Laverne Leopards and the Whittier Poets. It was a big inning for Laverne there in the 3rd as they were able to put up 4 big runs with 2 outs. As Whittier is going to try and come out and try and respond.
And we said it last inning for Mancia and Whittier that it was important to have a shutdown inning. Whittier wasn't able to do that, and now we'll see as Laverne has put some runs on the board if Norman's able to settle back down and shut down right here for the Leos.
As Norman pitches, low and outside for ball 1. He pitches it to Vuz, who had the first big base hit, and he's going to swing and foul. 1-1 is the count. As Norman gets ready for the 1-1, and that's going to be hit foul again. 1-2.
Better pitch right there from Norman, able to spot the inside corner part of the plate. Make it a hard pitch for the hitter to hit right there. Just able to get a piece.
You have to imagine Norman's got his confidence back as that's going to get popped up, and Norman's going to make the grab just before the mound for the quick out. He has to be feeling very confident now. Coming in, he was down 2 runs, and now he's up.
Definitely can be a confidence booster right there for the sophomore on the mound. Looking to try and see if he can get his club deeper into this game, settle back down.
As he pitches, it's that outside corner for strike 1.
That's where he's got to continue to live right there.
Pitching to Steven Castro, who went 0 for 1. Here's the pitch. He's a swing on that, and that's going to be a foul. Oh and 2.
See if Norman goes back to that pitch for the 3rd time in a row, or if he maybe comes back inside or breaks it off. Keep the batter off balanced.
0 and 2 is the count. 1 out. There's the pitch. Outside. Ball 1. Norman today is given up 2 runs off of 2 hits. He's walked 1 runner, but he also has 4 strikeouts, and he hasn't given up any big multi-base hits. And he's going to get strikeout number 5 right there.
Just a great pitch from Norman right there. Keeping that batter off balance and out in front of that breaking ball right there.
5 strikeouts for Norman as he's about to face off against Jared Samsing again. There's going to be a ball.
Big hitter right here for Norman to get out right here, because if he's not able to get this guy out, we're going to roll back over to the top of the lineup.
Samsing was walked in the last inning, which helped begin as Norman pitches. There's a ball. Ball 2. Samsing trying to stay alive. There's the pitch outside, wild pitch. Luckily, no runners on base. Ball 3. It seems to be kind of where Norman kind of unravels late when he's up 2 outs. He pitches, and he's going to walk Samsing for the 2nd time.
It's always interesting, Chris, as to when a pitcher comes out and gets the first 2 outs real quick, and then for some reason kind of lets off the gas and walks that next batter. It's important to keep your foot on the gas and continue to throw strikes, even if you got the 9-hole batter right there. Got to go right after him.
Samsing hasn't had to do a whole lot there in the box. He just had to watch the ball sail by. As we get to the top of the lineup with Andrew Lamar. And that's going to go strike 1. Lamar's gone 0 for 1. He was hit by a pitch in his last at-bat. And he's going to swing foul. Norman gets ready. There's a windup and the pitch outside. Ball. Two outs, runner on first. Norman gets ready for the pitch. Another ball inside.
You got to expect Norman to come back in with a strike right here and be aggressive, not wanting to get the count to 3-2.
Three and one is the count.
See that senior leadership out of Martinez going over and trying to settle the sophomore down, hone him back in and do what he needs to do and locate.
You have to wonder if the fact that Norman drilled Lamar at his last at-bat's got to be going through his head a bit.
Yeah, definitely.
He's going to pitch it low, and he's going to walk Lamar.
Similar situation to the Leos were in last inning with 2 outs, and now they got 2 runners on base.
And this is how things started for Norman in his last inning. He walked Sansing, he hit Lamar, and now in this inning, he walked Sansing, and he walked Lamar. As Turfs takes his place in the box. There's a pitch. And Turfs is going to hit that in the right field. And that's going to go foul. Turfs trying to get a big hit. Looks like he's swinging for the fences. Turfs scored 1 run thus far in this game. There's ball 1. One and 1 is the count.
Hey, you gotta be head high. Gotta be head high.
Norman gets ready. And that's going to be hit to short. This ball's going to bounce out of Jacob Benson's glove. Fielded in center. And a runner's going to advance. Sansing advances for the 4-3. Laverne maintains the lead still by 1.
Yeah, really hard hit ball right there. And it was a tough play for Benson. Ball's coming, runners there, umpires there, a lot of distractions, and he makes an effort at it, but ball's just hit too hard and gets into center field.
Now batting number 17, Matthew Lacey.
It was a great attempt for the ball by Benson. It just bounced. It looked like it bounced under his glove. He mistimed it. As Macy takes his place in the box. Swung, strike 1.
You see a strike 1 right out of Norman right there. That ball is elevated and in. A ball that Macy would love to drive.
Norman gets ready. Here's the 0-1. Low, ball 1. Macy has struck out once today. There's the pitch. Outside, 2-1. Norman not finding himself in a good position right now. 2-1, 2 outs. 2 runners on base. 1 on third.
Looks like this might be Norman's last batter right here. He's got to do a good job of staying tough and getting this guy out. Try and get to the next inning.
Norman pitches, and they're going to throw that to second, and base is going to be successfully stolen.
Martinez throw just a little bit up the line, allows the runner to get past Guadarrama and get into second base.
big at bat here. As Norman pitches. There's a strikeout. Strikeout number 6 for Norman. He gets himself out of trouble to help maintain the 4-3 lead for Laverne. You're watching SkyX Baseball on LVTV3, Laverne Community Television. That was huge for Cody Norman. As Dante Mencia is going to head back out there. He gave up 4 runs in the last inning. He's going to get ready to face the guy that started it all, Andy Martinez. Mencia's he started out very well, and then things just kind of crashed and burned from him in the last inning. He's pitched 3 innings, 4 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, 1 strikeout. The big story is he's given up a big double play and a big triple off of 15 batters faced. As Andy Martinez takes his place in the box.
Same situation as last inning. Martinez leading off the inning. See if he can get on first base for the Leos again.
Mencia gets ready. Winds up. Inside. Strike 1.
Good time for Martinez to stay through this ball and hit it right back up the middle.
0-1 is the count. Mencia's pitch.
Pretty good spot right there.
Is ball 1 is the call.
Had to be just a little bit down.
1-1. That was a nice looking pitch there. Had some late movement there, but it didn't seem like it was in the strike zone. 2-1. Mencia's pitch. And that's going to be hit by Martinez to short. He's going to pick it up. Can he get there in time? High. Nice catch by the first baseman to get Martinez out. Some nice vertical there by Macy to make that one-handed grab and get that foot down on the bag before Martinez could reach it.
You just saw that strong arm again from the shortstop. Getting to the ball and just letting his arm take care of it.
As Mauricio Guadarrama takes his place in the box. That was low, ball 1. Look at the replay. He hits that. Goes directly into the glove of Turfs, and Turfs able to make that nice throw all the way to first. As ball 2 is thrown. 2-0 is the count.
Seen 2 breaking balls out of the zone right here. See if Mencia wants to come back with the fastball.
He gets ready. Right down the middle, as you said, and he's going to hit that into center field for the base hit. Mauricio Guadarrama gets a nice hit into center field to get himself on first.
Great stroke right there by Guadarrama, just staying inside it and getting the barrel to the ball and right back at the pitcher. Almost took his head off.
Jacob Benson takes his place in the box once again. Benson, who had a nice hit in the center field, but was caught out at his last at-bat. Mencia gets ready to face off against Benson. Strike one. Mencia gets ready. Looks at first. Gets ready to begin his pitch. Low, and we got someone, throws it to second. It's gonna be safe. Guadarrama makes the steal.
It's a good job by that second baseman, Lamar, though, just getting over there and catching that ball before it takes off into center field.
Steven Castro unable to get the ball there in time to get the quick out. Now you got Guadarrama at second. Benson at the plate. As Mencia pitches. There's strike two.
Very nicely executed pitch right there from Mencia.
Mencia trying to hold Laverne from scoring any further runs. Looks back at Guadarrama, pitches. That's going to go low for the ball. You look at the steal. Great dive by Guadarrama to get there in time. That dive threw off the second baseman, Andrew Lamar, and allowed him to get to the base safely. There's the pitch, and Benson's going to hit that to short, and they're going to try and throw out Guadarrama at second. No, we got a rundown, and Guadarrama caught in between second and third. And as Benson advances to first.
Now batting left fielder, number 4, Chris Liggett.
You look like you wanted Benson to advance to second there, Anthony. You were waving your arms and everything.
As you can see, with the runner going in a rundown from second to third, it's important for Benson to try and get over to the second base so that way as soon as Guadarrama is tagged out, you still got a runner in scoring position. Benson just a little unsure of himself right there on the bases.
As we get back to the top of the order with Christopher Liggett, who had a huge hit in his last at-bat. Liggett hit a deep one into left center field that looked like it was going to go over the wall. There's strike one. High and down the middle.
You would expect to see a breaking ball on first pitch right there after Liggett hits a line drive into the left center gap in his last AB off a fastball.
Mencia gets ready for the 0-1 pitch. Outside, ball one. 1-1 is the count. Runner on first. 2 outs. Bottom of the 4th inning. Laverne leading 4-3 over Whittier. Mencia gets ready for the 1-1 pitch. There it is. Dangerously close inside. Hits Liggett, and Liggett's going to advance.
Good job of Liggett keeping his hitting position and just turning in and letting that ball go ahead and hit him.
Center fielder, number 6, Brandon Vogel.
As Brandon Vogel takes his place back into the box.
We'll see if Vogel can go ahead with 2 outs and keep this line moving as he did last inning to try and get Thomas and Michaels up to the plate again.
You continue to see the same trend that's been going on with these pitchers. Getting 2 outs right away and kind of struggling to get that 3rd out. And that seems to be where teams are rallying right now. You see the ball just bouncing off of Liggett. So not a situation Mencia wants to be in. They hold a conference there on the mound, trying to calm down Mencia. Get ready to play ball again. Brandon Vogel gets ready to take his place in the box. Mencia has given up 5 hits, 4 runs, walked 2 runners, 1 strikeout. There's the pitch. Strike 1. Oh, 0-1 is the count. Two runners on base, 1 in scoring position. There's Mencia's pitch, and that's going to get hit to short. And missed as it's tossed to second. An easy little toss there to second, but Andrew Lamar not able to bring it in to advance the runners. And now you have a bases loaded situation again.
I've got to say, you've seen some questionable fielding out there from both sides at the shortstop position. Both of them look like they're not too sure of themselves when they're out there on the field right now.
Turfs fielded it. It looked like it was going to be an easy out, but it didn't seem like Lamar was ready for it. It seemed like he wasn't sure if it was coming to him, and he looked at it last second. The ball not able to go into his glove. As Jake Thomas hits that, and that's going to go foul.
Looked like a pitch Thomas was looking for right there. Breaking ball, just a little bit late on it.
Thomas, who had a nice base hit at his last go, just hit a hard driver to shortstop, which bounced out of the short Turf's glove and allowed him to advance. So this is a part of the lineup that Mencia wants to get through without any damage. As there's the ball. 1-1 is a count.
Ball a little off right there for Mencia. Looks like he's been getting that pitch earlier today. Might have just missed it a little bit more than earlier, but good try right there from Mencia.
1-1 is the count. Here's Mencia's pitch. And Thomas is going to drill that in the left. And it is caught at the wall. And that is a heartbreaker for Laverne. Almost had a grand slam situation there again, but great job sticking with it and making the grab. So at the end of the 4th inning, the score is Laverne 4, Whittier 3. You are watching Skyac Baseball on LVTV 3, Laverne Community Television.
Now sure, she makes the sun seem, makes me deep in the lost scene.
Welcome back to Campus West for Game 1 of this baseball doubleheader between the Laverne Leopards and the Whittier Poets. Laverne is in the lead 4-3 after a pretty dramatic end to the 4th inning there. As Jake he crushed the ball, but it just fell short into the warning track for the out. And Laverne will have a pitching change here with Travis Moffitt taking Cody Norman's spot at the mound.
And Moffitt's not a guy that has seen a lot of innings so far this year, but just in recent action, he has been getting some appearances and been very productive on the mound for the Leopards with 5 strikeouts so far in only 4 innings of innings pitched.
Travis Moffitt, sophomore right-handed pitcher from Claremont. He's got a 1.42 ERA, 9 strikeouts. As he gets ready to face off against Whittier. Angulo, the catcher, at the plate. And there's the pitch. Outside, ball 1. Here's Moffitt's next pitch. High, ball 2. He has an interesting setup and windup to his pitch. Just kicks that leg out. And it looks like it gives him a lot of power. Swung, strike 1.
Not a ton on Moffitt, as we said earlier, as he sat out all last year with an injury in his freshman year. So he's just now getting healthy his sophomore year, and we're starting to see what he can do on the mound.
There's the 2-1 hit. Hit into center field, and it's going to be caught. No. He dropped it. That's going to advance. Angulo for the base hit. It looked like it was a for sure thing, but I guess the ball bounced out of his hands.
A little low line drive right there, hit to Vogel, and he does a good job knowing he's not going to be able to get there, being able to chest it up and keep that ball in front of him and keep that runner off of second base, keep him on first. Keep that double play in line right here.
So Moffitt's first batter faced results in a base hit. As he will take on Mulroney. Mulroney's going to do a bunt, and it's going to be fielded and thrown out at first for a sacrifice bunt and to advance Angulo to second.
Very good job being aggressive and going and get that bunt for Granado. Not waiting for it or letting the pitcher trying to get it. He went out and made sure he made that play himself.
So 1 out, Angulo on second. And we have Dimitri Washington at the plate. Washington's gone 0 for 2 on the day. And there's Moffitt's pitch. Inside, strike 1. Moffitt's pitch, that's to be hit foul, 0-2.
Washington just missing that one. You know when you see that ball go straight back to the screen, you're just a little bit late on that. Almost as would be a line drive right up the middle if he was just a little bit earlier on it.
Moffitt gets ready, 0-2's the count against Dimitri Washington. 1 out, 1 runner on base. There's the pitch. Inside, dangerously close for the ball.
It's a good job by Martinez. They were looking for an outside location right there for him to be able to come back and jump inside, make sure that ball doesn't get by him.
1-2's the count. There's Moffitt's pitch. Foul.
Another one straight back. Looks like Washington seeing Moffitt pretty well.
Count remains at 1-2. As Martinez goes to talk to Moffitt. Wind looks like it's picked up a little bit here looking at the flag.
Yeah, definitely a lot of wind blowing out to right field. And we know here at Ben Hines, you get that ball up into the jet stream, it can take off into right field. So one place it does carry here.
Moffitt gets ready for the 1-2 pitch. High for ball 2. 2-2 is the count. 1 out. 1 runner on base in scoring position. There's Moffitt's pitch. Swung on and strikeout.
Great pitch right there from Moffitt, getting the strikeout. Real aggressive, getting in the zone.
Washington chased a low one there and made him pay. As Vooz takes his place into the box. He's 1 for 2. There's Moffitt's pitch. Ball 1. Return to familiar territory here for these pitchers where they've been getting 2 quick outs. There's a ball. And then they kind of struggle getting that 3rd out. Do you think that'll be the case for Moffitt?
I would hope not, but as we've seen, Moffitt hasn't seen a lot of innings on the field yet, so it's going to be interesting to see how he reacts to this right now after he's seen Norman before him.
There's Moffitt's pitch. Swung, strike 1.
That's the perfect pitch right there, especially on a 2-1 count.
2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Here at the top of the 5th inning, Laverne leading 4-3. There's Moffitt's pitch. It's going to be low, ball 3.
Very big pitch coming up right here. Hitters count.
3-1 is the count. Big pitch here. Outside, and Moffitt's going to walk him. They got 2 runners on base, 2 outs. We've seen this situation quite often today. And here comes Steven Castro, the catcher, to make his way into the box and face off against Travis Moffitt. Moffitt gets ready. Here's the pitch outside for ball 1. You know, Castro would love nothing more than to get a nice deep base hit to advance Angulo all the way to home. There's the pitch, and he's going to hit that deep into left center. And that's going to be caught. And that'll retire the side and get Moffitt out of that jam. Big hit. Just went short. It might be that wind that's starting to pick up, Anthony.
Yeah, definitely that ball hitting the left field was hit pretty hard, but with that wind blowing out to right field, it was able to keep it up, and Liggett was able to drop right underneath it and can't make the catch.
You're watching Skyac Baseball on LVTV3, Laverne Community Television. Dante Mancia gets ready to take the mound again. He had a nice inning previously, able to get out of a huge bases loaded jam. Now he faces off against Nick Michaels, who had a huge hit at his last at-bat.
Definitely, if that ball that Michaels hit his last at-bat, if it was with this wind blowing out right now, that ball is definitely getting out of here.
It went far deep. It just dropped short. I was pretty sure that one was going to go out as well. So getting some big hits, just no home runs in this game. See the flag blowing off towards right field.
Michaels with a lot of pop in his bat, and he loves to go to that right center field gap or right field. Wow. As the catcher throws the ball deep into center field. And we see the second baseman going out there to get it.
Getting some wind sprints in. Here comes Nick Michaels.
Now batting, first baseman, number 10, Nick Michaels.
As you can see Whittier right now, a little bit careless before we start this inning with that baseball. We'll see if that carries over into into the actual gameplay right now. Should be interesting.
As Mancia gets ready to face off against Nick Michaels once again. There's his windup and the pitch. Outside, ball one. Mancia gets ready again. Here's the 1-0. It's going to go 2-0. You gotta wonder if Mancia is kind of cautious throwing it inside to Michaels. Michaels swings at that one for a foul. Mancia, who has outlasted Cody Norman as a starting pitcher in this game, gets ready for his next pitch. Outside. Strike. Two and 2 is the count. As Mancia gets ready. Here's the 2-2. Full count. It's starting to look like that outside edge of the strike zone can go either way at this point. And see his full count pitch, and Michael is going to hit that foul.
Good job displaying that good pitch right there from Mancia. Good location. Michael's just trying to foul that one off, hope for another one.
Nick Michaels, senior from Redlands, on senior day. There's a pitch, and he's going to hit that in the right field, and it's going to be caught. That wind taking effect. Looked like it was a sail to right center, and then it just sails over to right. And a nice grab. Samsung looked like he almost lost his balance there. If he would have dropped that, that could have been disastrous.
Yeah, that would have been a big leadoff runner on right there, but a good job staying under control and getting that out for Whittier right there.
As Christopher Paris takes his place in the box. Dangerously close inside. Ball one. As Mancia gets ready for his next pitch. Here's the 1-0. And it's going to be swung on off to third base. And he's going to advance all the way to second, standing. Big hit by Chris Paris. That was a nice hit. Got past third base, went into the outfield, and Paris just able to make that run all the way to second. As Lucas Granado is going to get ready to take his place in the box. Not what Mancia wanted. He got away with one earlier with Michael's hit. As he pitches to Granado. High outside corner, first strike one.
Very good pitch right there from Mancia as for Granado swing at the first two fastballs he's seen so far in this game. But takes the first pitch breaking ball in his third AB.
Mancia's pitch, low for the ball.
Okay, press box, we got one out. One out.
Mancia getting ready Bottom of the fifth. Laverne leading 4-3. There's Mancia's pitch. And that's going to be hit in the center field. That's going to drop short for a base hit. And Paris is going to be held at third. So Lucas Granado gets a hit gets his first hit of the day and advances to first.
Saw a good job in center field out there, trying to deke Paris at second base, not allowing him to get a good jump off the ball, and try and score on a base hit right there. Keeps him at third base.
You can tell the wind is definitely starting to pick up here at Ben Hines Field. That ball, it looked like it was going to go directly center and just had a nice little curve at the end. As you can look into the background at all the surrounding trees, you can start seeing those treetops sway a little bit. That can prove to be a factor as we get further into this game.
As we see Santa Cruz coming into the game for Martinez. Big RBI situation right here. Leo's turn to their top average on the team right here, Santa Cruz, and see if he can come through with an RBI knock.
And there's a pitch. There's strike one for Mancia. Adam Santa Cruz, sophomore from Victorville, graduated from Sultana High School. He's got a 404 average, no home runs, 17 RBIs, 20 runs, and 1 stolen base. They will look to him as he's going to hit that into the gap, into left, and he's going to advance the runner to home. Just as you said, they brought in their big guy, their big hitter.
And for Santa Cruz, he didn't start today's game, but he started yesterday, had 3 hits, and he gets his 4th hit of the series so far today.
And he was able to hit that ball directly into that gap between short and third. And Santa Cruz able to get Paris to run and advance to home and to advance Granado to second. As Guadarrama gets ready. Ball 1 inside.
Guadarrama have been seeing the ball really well lately, hitting a home run in recent action, had a nice line drive in his last at bat up the middle.
Here's a pitch, outside, ball 2. As we look at the replay, that hit right into the gap, and Santa Cruz able to advance easily to first. Guadarrama awaits the next pitch. And he's going to hit that to short. And they're going to advance that for a double play. No! Wild throw to first. So what looked like it was going to be an easy double play for Whittier. A wild throw. Not what Whittier wanted. They could have ended the inning right then and there. And you mentioned Whittier's attentiveness earlier when we were watching them warm up at the beginning of this inning.
Yeah, Whittier really needs to make sure they stay composed and not go through the motions, as they're still in this ball game, only a 6-3 ball game, anybody's game. And we'll see how this next hitter goes with Benson at the plate.
Benson 0 for 2.
You saw another example right there of the first baseman letting that ball get by him and getting to the screen, as Michaels did earlier, letting the ball get by him. It's important for first baseman out there to keep that ball in front of you and let that runner score.
Goes outside for the ball. But mentioned how Whittier was all over the place during their warm-ups. You had the second baseman chasing the ball all the way down towards the wall as he throws a strike right there. You're mentioning how that might hurt their attentiveness. It didn't seem like they were focused, and sure enough, right there on that throw.
Yeah, and baseball being a long game, got to pay attention to every single pitch. Very detailed.
There's a pitch. Low for the ball. Mancia hoping and trying to get out of this inning. What's different between this inning compared to the others is the trouble started for him after 1 out instead of 2. So throw that outside for the ball. Mancia would love to get out of this inning because he's about to face the top of the lineup once again if Benson's able to get on base. And the top of that lineup has not been friendly to Mancia in this game. A nice strike thrown by Mancia there.
You gotta believe Benson was taken all the way right there with the ball coming right down the middle.
Two outs. Runner on first. There's a pitch. A check swing, and it's going to be a walk. Not what Mancia wants, as here comes Coach to talk to Mancia. I think that might be it for him.
Yep, definitely looks like Whittier's going to bring somebody else in coming out the pen right now.
So for that, for Mancia, he ends the day. 8 hits, 6 runs, 3 walks, 1 strikeout on 4.2 innings pitched. As here comes relief.
Looks like we got a lefty coming out the pen. It's going to be number 36. 36, Jack Silva.
Jack Silva will get the call as he gets some warm-ups in. Hoping to erase the damage that's already been done. Silva, junior. Katy, Texas, graduated from Katy High School. He's had 9 appearances, 4 starts, 2 wins and 2 losses, and 1 save. He's got a 6.07 ERA on 19 strikeouts. He is a political science major with a minor in business. His favorite sports hero is Big Sexy himself, Bartolo Colon.
Not a bad role model to have right there.
That guy seems to just keep playing and playing and playing. I think his goal is to play for every major league team before it's all said and done. He will have to face off against the top of the lineup of Laverne. We got 2 runners on base for Laverne. You're going to have Christopher Liggett taking his place into the box. Silva looks like he's ready to go. We got a nice, beautiful crowd here watching Laverne here on Senior Day. They're in for the long run here. This is only game 1, and we got game 2 following this. As we're ready to go here, as Christopher Liggett gets ready to face off against the relief pitcher, Jack Silva. There's Silva's first pitch. Right down the middle for strike 1. So how much does it throw you off when they bring in a relief pitcher if you're a hitter?
It's just something you adjust to, and as a baseball player, you learn to make adjustments, and you just take a look at him, kind of get your timing before he comes in, and get yourself ready to go to the plate.
And Silva throws ball 1 there on that previous pitch. So 1-1 is the count. Liggett's 1 for 2 on the day. As he gets ready for Silva's next pitch. Here's the 1-1. That's a strike. 1-2.
Very big, good pitch right there from Silva, getting ahead of Liggett in the count.
1-2 is the count. 2 runners on base, 2 outs. 6-3 lead for the Laverne Leopards here in the bottom of the 5th. As here's the pitch. Has to be swung foul. 1-2 remains the count.
Great pitch, great location from Silva right there, but Liggett just did a good job of just spoiling that pitch away so that way he can get another one. Hopefully he makes a mistake right here, and Liggett would hope to capitalize on that.
Silva gets ready, looks at second. Here's the pitch. Outside for the ball. 2-2. Whittier would love nothing more than to get an out right here. Can Silva do it? Here's a 2-2. Swung on, and there's a strikeout for Silva to retire the side and end the inning. Big pitch, big strikeout for Whittier. So at the end of the 5th inning, the score is Laverne 6, Whittier 3. You are watching Skyac Baseball on LVTV 3, Laverne Community Television. Welcome back to Campus West at Ben Hines Field for Game 1 of this baseball doubleheader between Laverne Leopards and the Whittier Poets. Laverne able to put up another run, another 2 runs in the previous inning to put them up 6-3. As we have a pitching change here for Laverne. After Travis Moffitt's previous run. This is Miles Sugimoto. Correction, it is Brandon Burden on the mound. He will get the call here in the 6th. He will face off against Whittier. Whittier's Jared Sansing. Sansing, who has yet to actually get a hit in this game, but he has walked multiple times. For Brandon Bergen, he's a sophomore out of Riverside, California, graduated from Arlington High School. He pitches right-handed. He's had 4 appearances this season, no starts, no wins, no losses, no saves. He's got an ERA of 3 off of 6 innings pitched and 3 strikeouts. He will face off against Jared Sansing. He gets ready. Here's his windup. Here's the pitch. High off-speed pitch for ball 1. Said before, Samsung is not walked yet. Has not had a hit yet. He has walked both times as he takes strike one right there. So 1-1 is a count. And there's the pitch. Inside for ball 2. Two and 1 is the count for Brandon Bergen. He gets ready. Outside for ball 3. Definitely hoping not to walk Samsung again. There's the pitch. Low, and Samsung's gonna walk. His third walk in as many at-bats. As mentioned before, Samsung really hasn't had to do much at the plate. He's just had to watch the ball go by, and it's let him just stroll onto first each time. As Andrew Lamar takes his place in the box. Santa Cruz goes and has a conference with Bergen to calm him down. Lamar 0 for 1 on the day. But he has also been walked. As Bergen gets ready for his next pitch. Swung right down the middle, strike one. Nice fastball right there.
Yeah, it's a good job of Bergen getting ahead of the count. Not the location he's really looking for, but nonetheless, getting a strike to get ahead.
Bergen gets ready for the 0-1. There's his pitch. Dangerously close inside, almost hit Lamar.
Not really sure how that one misses him right there. Just danced around him, I guess.
It looks like it might have dropped just short. That looked like he was going directly for him from our view. Here's the 1-1. There's another foul.
Important for Bergen to go ahead and get this, hopefully a ground ball double play right here, as his leash may not be too long.
He gets ready for the next pitch. That's going to be hit in the left field, and that's going to be caught for an out. And Samsung's going to be held at first. Swung a nice hit. Just went directly into the glove of Chris Liggett. As looks like that is all that coach needed to see. He is going to take the ball and bring in a new pitcher.
It looks like we're going to see another senior come out and see the field for the Leos as Hayden Firth steps onto the mound again. Yesterday wasn't the best outing for him. Came in, gave up 2 walks, and then got out of there pretty quickly with that shorter leash. And we'll see how big of a leash Coach Winterburn has on him today as well.
Pitching change for the Leopards. Now pitching number 18, Hayden Firth.
Hayden Firth gets the call to end this inning. Now you got to wonder, is this going to have any effect in game 2 with a lot of these pitching changes?
Definitely. With a lot of pitching changes comes a lot of strategy. You know, you got to try and save some guys for game 2 as well. So you're going to be looking for Firth to give you an inning or 2 at least, and hopefully be able to come back in game 3 of this series if he can be successful in this game.
Firth, the senior from Hemet, California. He's had 19 appearances this season, no starts, 5 wins, no losses, 1 save. He's got a 3.13 ERA and 28 strikeouts, so he can get it done. He could definitely be the guy that closes out the game for Laverne here, especially with this lead.
Yeah, you mentioned it. Firth could be that guy, and he has been that guy for the Leos at some certain points throughout his career at Laverne. Kind of fell off a little bit this year at some points, but it's never too late to get back on that train as Laverne gets ready to roll in the playoffs. It'd be great to see him throwing good off that mound again. He's got about a mid-80s fastball with a hard slider that is tough to pick up.
He'll be facing off against Daniel Turfs, the shortstop, who's had himself quite a game thus far. Turfs is 1 for 3, but that's not really the story of his impact, especially there at shortstop. He's been fielding some great balls, he's been making some great throws, getting some great outs. He will face off against Firth. Beautiful day here at Campus West. Wind kind of picking up again. Headed towards center field now, it looks like. Got some cloud coverage, nothing too serious, nothing too crazy. Beautiful day for baseball. As it looks like we're ready to go here as Daniel Turfs gets ready to take his place in the box. Hayden Firth will face off against him. Here's his first pitch. Swung, strike 1.
There's that very good slider Firth has. And if he can control that, that just makes his fastball look even better, even tougher to hit.
So 0-1 is the count as Firth gets ready to face off against Turfs again. Here's his windup in the pitch. Right down the middle for strike 2.
Good sign out of Firth with 2 first pitch strikes. This is when it starts to get real tough and the grind starts with 2 strikes on him.
Gets ready, 0-2 is the count. There's the pitch, and that's going to be bounced. Firth's going to pick it up and field it and throw it to first for the out.
Good decision by Firth right there to go to first base.
So Firth's getting it all done by himself right now.
You heard a second base call out there from the field, but Firth decided to go to first base on that, which was the correct decision.
Yeah, but you don't want to try any crazy, unexpected throws there to second. We've had enough wild throws in this game already. Why would you take a risk right there?
Yeah, especially with the score 6-3. You have control of the ball game. You just want to continue to get outs and continue what you're doing.
As Firth gets ready to face off against Macy, and Macy's going to hit that foul. Nice hit, caught all of that, just too far to the left.
Definitely a pitch that Macy was looking for right there, a hard fastball inside. Firth was able to get it in enough to where Macy wasn't able to stay through it and keep that ball fair.
0-1 is the count. As Firth gets ready for his next pitch. Looks back at second. Here it is. Low for the ball. That's his first ball thrown thus far. So you can hear that. You see Firth fielding it. Use that arm strength to throw it all the way to first to beat out the runner. As Firth gets ready for his next pitch. Swung. Strike 2.
And that's when he's locating that fastball inside as he has this at bat. That makes that slider tailing away from you so hard to hit and pick up out of his hand.
Can he end the inning on this strikeout right here? Gets ready for the pitch. That's going to be hit in the left center. He fielded, and Whittier is going to advance a runner to score.
That's just too much to the plate right there for Firth. With 2 strikes on him, he leaves it over the plate a little bit too much. Hitter's able to, with a good hitter at the plate, he's able to just stay back on it long enough and drive it into left field.
That was a nice hit by Macy. Able to get exactly what he needed. As you see here on the replay. Nice hit, loud hit. Right there in the left. Just not enough time for them to be able to get out the runner as he walks into home. As Firth pitches for ball 1. Pitches it to Angulo.
This is where First got to be real careful and make sure he's locating his pitches. He's right in the heart of this Poet lineup right now.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swung, strike 1. Angulo's 1 for 3 on the day. Hoping to get another hit. 1-1 is the count. 1 runner at first. Here's a pitch. Low inside for ball 2. Two balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Laverne currently leading 6-4 over Whittier. As Firth gets ready for the 2-1 pitch. There's a strike, 2-2.
Very good pitch, able to spot that slider on the inside part of the corner. Looks like that slider looks like it's coming right at you, but what do you know, it just pops right in on the inside part of the corner. Tough to hit.
2-2 is the count. This stretch of 2 outs in the inning has not been kind to pitchers thus far in this game. Let's see if Firth can overcome it, and that's going to be hit high into center field, and that's going to be caught for the easy out, and that will retire the side. So Laverne only gives up 1 run during that hopeful rally from Whittier. But the score right now is Laverne 6, Whittier 4. You're watching Skyac Baseball on LVTV 3, Laverne Community Television. We get ready to see Brandon Vogel, Jacob Thomas, and Nick Michaels, 3 power hitters from this Laverne offense. As Jack Silva retakes his place at the mound. You can hear Van Halen playing in the background. Not a bad song to warm up to.
That's just baseball music right there, at its best, to say the least.
If they're not careful, I'm going to end up belting some David Lee Roth here in a bit, but I don't think anyone wants to hear that.
That wouldn't surprise me.
All right, so Whittier gets ready to take their places in the outfield as Brandon Vogel gets ready to take his place in the box. Vogel 0 for 2 on the day. But he can do a lot when he steps in the play, when he can get a hit.
Seen Vogel have a very good year this year. Seems like he's really figured it out at the plate, having a good control when he's in the box.
There's Silva's first pitch. High and outside for ball 1. Keep looking back at that flag. Winds seems to be dying down quite a bit compared to what it was like before. As there's a pitch, and Vogel's going to hit that high into center field. And it's going to drop right in between 3 defenders as Vogel is going to get to second base.
Great job, just keep running. Vogel sees that ball drop and sees no one at second base there. Knows no one can beat him to the bag, and he's in there very easily.
And that ball was hit in the perfect spot. You see 3 fielders running towards it. It just drops right in between all 3 of them.
Yeah, it's one of those that you just have nothing you can do about it if you're a defender. It's just hitting the perfect spot where no one can get to.
So Vogel very happy to finally get a hit on the board. And here comes Jacob Thomas, the DH. And he can really hit it too. His last at bat hit a deep one that fell short. As he gets ready for another pitch. Here's Silva's pitch, wind up. There's a strike. So that's got to help out Laverne a lot, getting a double, a leadoff double to start off the inning with no outs. There's Silva's pitch, outside for the ball. Silva's given up 1 hit and 1 strikeout in this game. He's only faced 2 hitters, with Thomas now being his 3rd. There's a pitch, and that's going to get hit, bounce around out of the first baseman's glove. And Thomas is going to advance to second as the ball rolls to the outfield. And Vogel easily scores another run.
Well, you see the Leos catch a couple of nice breaks right there, but that's baseball for you.
Thomas, that powerful swing of his, that ball, just when that ball gets hit from Thomas, that is a hard thing to catch, especially if it's coming directly at you. And obviously it shows that even if it bounces off the deck, it's still going to be a pretty hard ball to catch.
Yeah, it's a hard bounce right there. It shows that even though it was not hit as well as he could, he still got something behind that and hit it pretty hard.
Now the cleanup hitter, Nick Michaels, takes his place in the box. He is 1 for 3 on the day. There's a pitch outside for ball 1. Laverne now has 10 hits on the day compared to Whittier's 5. Silva gets ready for his next pitch. Swung, strike 1. 1-1 is the count.
And with this spot right here for Michaels, he's going to be looking to push the ball over to the right side of the field, and at worst case scenario, push Thomas over to third base.
Here's the 1-1 pitch from Silva. Low, wild pitch, and that is going to advance Thomas. So he didn't even have to hit it into the gap.
Yeah, it looked like Silva just did Michael's job for him, and now he can focus on an RBI stroke.
Whittier's defense seems to be a little rattled after the last inning. They haven't seemed to regain that focus that they've had throughout the game.
Seems like they're starting to lose a little bit of their detail.
There's the ball.
You've seen it all game. Laverne's done a very good job of being patient at the plate and trying to get the pitches that they want to hit.
Got a runner on third. Here's the pitch. And Michael's going to drill that into center field for another base hit, and he's going to advance Thomas for another run. Another hard hit by Michaels as he gets the RBI.
No, those are the types of hits you're going to get when you're doing a good job at the plate and being selective and not swinging at the pitches that the pitcher is throwing that he wants to get you out with. Instead, by going after your pitches and staying with your plan, that allows you to have a good stroke, stay up the middle, and that's where all the RBIs are at, right up the middle.
Laverne's bats have really come alive here since the third inning. There's Silva's pitch. Strike one. Strike one thrown to Chris Paris. Paris 1 for 2 on the day. Here's the 0-1. He's going to bunt it, and that's going to advance. Michaels, and another wild throw. And Michaels going to advance to third. Paris to second. Oh, Michaels going to go all the way to home to score. So what was supposed to be a sacrifice bunt for Paris turns into a double for him. Off of another wild throw by the infield of Whittier.
And that one just looked like a great job of Paris taking advantage of the third baseman back right there and getting that ball down the third baseline and making the defense try and make a play. As that replay shows, Michael's coming around third base, going hard the whole way, never stops. He's able to score easily.
And the run fest for Laverne continues here in game one with a 9-4 lead. And Laverne doesn't have an out registered yet. So this has not been an ideal inning for Silva. As Lucas Granado, third baseman, gets ready to take his place in the box. Looks like there might be a switch here. Seem to be bringing in another shortstop.
Not sure what happened over there at
third base.
Yeah, not too sure what happened over there at third base on that one, but it looked like third baseman Washington might have been injured on the play, which brings in a new third baseman.
So Washington is out and Reeder will come in at third.
And you got to think with a new third baseman coming in, Laverne might be looking to test his defensive skills over there.
So Will Reeder will take Dimitri Washington's place at third. As there's Silva's pitch, and that's going to get hit to short. And Terps is going to throw that to first for the out.
That's not really what you're looking for there out of Granado. Not the pitch he wants, and especially on the first pitch. You want to see some pitches and see how the rest of the lineup has been seeing a lot of pitches, and it's been successful for them. Seems like Granado's one of the only guys that has been swinging at these first pitches he's seen. Just needs to be a little bit more selective, stay in control of himself, and he's going to be successful hitting the pitches that he wants to hit.
And next, Adam Santa Cruz, who registered an RBI in his last at-bat, takes strike one.
First pitch strike right there from Silva. Little get me over breaking ball right there.
Santa Cruz, who was brought in to replace Andy Martinez. And there was a big when there was a big position to score, and he was able to deliver easily. He takes strike 2.
Yeah, Santa Cruz didn't smoke that ball last time when he got the base hit through the 6 hole. But Santa Cruz is just a guy that knows how to get on base and knows how to get hits. He's just a hitter.
As you mentioned, he's got the highest batting average on the Laverne Leopards. And he's going to hit that. It's going to bounce into that gap in between first and second, and he's going to get thrown out. As we got a tent that fell over here in the stands. Looks like everyone's all right.
Now
A sign that the wind is picking up again.
Mauricio Guadarrama.
As Mauricio Guadarrama gets ready to take his place. Silva gets ready to pitch to him. And Guadarrama is going to do a bunt, and they're going to advance him. He's going to be safe.
Hey, I spoke about it earlier with the new third baseman. You got to think that the Leos would want to try and test him, especially with good speed with Guadarrama. Good job getting the ball down the line, and a hard 90 gets him to first base and scores that run.
Guadarrama able to advance the runner for another run. Bunting has even become a pretty good weapon for Laverne in this game. And Will Reeder, who replaced Dimitri Washington at third, got a quick lesson as Jacob Benson takes his place in the box for strike 1.
You know, Chris, I would say that as impressive as the hitting has been, the defense on the other side of the field has helped out the hitting as well. And not making certain plays here and there, and that adds up to runs.
As you mentioned, it all started during the warm-up during the previous inning when you noticed that their defense seemed to be all over the place. As there's ball 1. 1-1's a count. And since that warm-up, Whittier just hasn't really seemed to be fully engaged in what's going on. And it's not only showing on the scoreboard, it's showing in their fielding as well.
Yeah, you can tell by body language. Body language is a big key to being on the field. Keeping your confidence and staying under control.
As Benson's going to hit that to the second baseman, and that's going to be the third out, and that will retire the side and end the inning finally for Whittier. So Whittier gives up another 4-run inning to put the Laverne Leopards up 10-4 at the end of the 6th inning. You are watching Skyac Baseball on LVTV3, Laverne Community Television.
Well, Thomas, you've got pre-diabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have pre-diabetes. Big time.
Welcome back to Campus West at Ben Hines Field for Game 1 of this baseball doubleheader between the Laverne Leopards and the Whittier Poets. Laverne currently dominating right now, 10-4, after another impressive 4-run inning for Laverne. As Hayden Firth gets ready to take the mound again, this time to face off against Brandon Mulrooney, the center fielder. And there's a pitch. Ball 1.
Little update in Skyac standings. You have Redlands up on Pomona Pitzer 8-2 in the bottom of the 8th right now. We'll keep an eye on that game.
As there's strike 1. Redlands, who currently leads Skyac in standings. So a lot going on there. As Firth pitches for strike 2. 1-2's the count. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Firth. Foul. Firth remains ahead of the count. One and two. As Firth gets ready for his next pitch. And that's going to get hit into the gap in between second and first for a base hit for Mulrooney.
Just left too much, left that ball over the plate too much on that breaking ball. Gives him the opportunity to stay back and just push that into right field. Good hitting right there.
So Firth gives up a base hit. And Will Reeder, who replaced Dimitri Washington at third base, will take his place in the box for the first time today.
Going with the no batting gloves, old school.
As here's Firth's pitch. That's going to get popped up high. And Santa Cruz is going to make the grab just before the net.
Not only a great catch from Santa Cruz right there, he has a presence of mind to just pop right up and not let that runner try and advance to second base.
And what a bad break for Reeder. He gives up that run off of that bunt to third in the last inning, and then now this. So now we have a pinch hitter coming in for Whittier to replace Vooz.
Mock with not a lot of ABs on the season, hitting just above 230.
Mock will take Firth's pitch. There's strike one for Firth. So Verne trying to, at this point, seems like just try and get through these innings to end game one. As there's first pitch. Strike two.
Just another great pitch right there with this slider. Comes with a fastball inside and then comes with a slider inside. Hard to expect that coming.
Addison Mock with the 0-2 count.
Wouldn't be surprised to see that slider break off again right here.
Throws to first. Mock is batting .222. 1 home run, 2 RBIs, 2 runs, and 1 stolen base on the season. In 14 games played. As Firth gets ready, here's the 0-2. Swung on, strike 3.
Just a perfect pitch right there from Firth. Great location, great height.
So despite giving up an opening base hit, Firth has been able to control his own destiny and get 2 outs quickly.
We see here again, Chris, another 2-out opportunity for Whittier. See if Laverne is able to keep it under control and move past this inning, or if Whittier is able to extend it.
As another pinch hitter comes in for Whittier. Andrew Fierro will take his place in the box against Firth. I guess at this point, you got to think Whittier is basically looking towards game 2 now and just trying to rest a lot of their starters. Get them ready.
Yeah, you would also think, too, that their starters haven't had the most success at the plate, so they're looking to their bench to hopefully supply a spark right here and try and get themselves back in this game, if possible.
Andrew Fierro is a senior from Riverside. Played 10 games, got a 167 batting average as he hits that one foul to right. No RBIs and 1 run on the game, on the season. His favorite sports hero is my guy Tim Tebow. Another baseball up-and-comer.
Yeah.
As Firth gets ready for his next pitch. And that's going to get hit in the center. High, and that's going to get caught to retire the side. So after giving up a base hit initially for Hayden Firth, he was able to go 1, 2, 3 to retire the side. And here comes the big bats from Laverne. As Christopher Liggett, the left fielder, will take his place in the box once again. Pitcher warms up on the mound. Led Zeppelin playing in the background. Beautiful day. Beautiful April day here.
Yeah. Looks like we also have a new pitcher on the mound. Another left-hander for Whittier.
Number 13, Justin Cottinger. Cottinger's a left-handed pitcher. He's a junior from Stockton, California. Graduated from Bear Creek High School. He's had 9 appearances, three starts, 2 wins, 1 loss. He's got a 4.03 ERA, 13 strikeouts on 22.1 innings pitched. He's a big CC Sabathia fan.
It's a good role model to have right there if you're a lefty pitcher trying to be successful. A guy, CC Sabathia himself, he's been in New York for a while. He's had a lot of success, and he's still doing that even at an older age, just being consistent for the Yankees.
I would have assumed being here in California, being a left-handed pitcher, that you would be a huge fan of Clayton Kershaw.
Yeah, you would think so, but I guess not.
Obviously, must be a Yankees fan.
Gotta be. Nothing wrong with that.
As he gets ready to face off against Christopher Liggett. Remind you, this is only game 1 of this doubleheader. Game 2 will follow this game. Laverne hoping to win both these games to clinch the regular season title for SCIAC and to go into the SCIAC tournament with a lot of momentum. As Liggett takes his place in the box. Liggett 1 for 3 on the day. As Justin Cottinger gets ready for his first pitch.
See a lot of moves and substitutions out there for Whittier. Looks like a new second baseman, new shortstop, left fielder, center fielder, first baseman.
As Cottinger gets strike 1. Whittier must be trying to do something. They might be frustrated with the way the infield, just the fielding has been in this game in general. There's the 0-1. Strike 2. Outside. That ball had a little movement there at the end. Looked off speed, too. As Cottinger gets ready. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Outside for ball 1. 1-2 is the count. No outs in a 10-4 game being dominated by the Laverne Leopards. As here is the next pitch, and that's going to be swung for a foul. 1-2 remains the count. You got Brandon Vogel on deck, getting ready to follow up after Liggett. Jacob Thomas following him. One and two's the count. Here's Cottinger's pitch. Low, ball 2. 2-2 is the count. Bottom of the 7th inning. Game 1 of today's doubleheader. Liggett gets set. Here's Cottinger's pitch. Swung foul. 2-2 remains the count.
It's a good pitch right there from the pitcher. It looked like Liggett was just trying to spoil that pitch away so he can hope for another one. Not much he could have done with that pitch.
Cottinger gets ready for the 2-2. There's a pitch. That's going to get swung high over the net.
Stayed in play.
Stayed in play. Looked like it was going to go over.
Yeah, ball, once he gets up there in that air, it seems to come back to the field to play most of the time.
The count remains at 2-2. Justin Cottinger facing off against Christopher Liggett. As Cottinger gets ready, gets set for his next pitch. And that's going to get hit, popped high. And that's going to get fielded for the out. So Cottinger gets his first out.
Now batting center fielder, number 6, Brandon Vogel.
As Brandon Vogel gets ready to take his place in the box. With Jacob Thomas on deck. Brandon Vogel gets ready. And here we go. Here's Cottinger's pitch. Swung, strike 1.
Very good pitch right there. Looked like he pulled the string on Vogel. Just kind of fell off the table.
You were mentioning the huge lineup change that Whittier has put out there. As you look at the list, you got a number of different names. You got Ryan at second, Blancett at short, Mayfield at first, Kurska at center, Howe in left, Fierro in center. As there's a ball right there. So Whittier definitely pulling everyone out. As here we go for Cottinger's next pitch. Inside, there's a strike.
You got to think that the Whittier coach is sending a message to his players right here. Switching that many players out on the field at one time, it's got to be something he's trying to prove to his team.
He definitely could have been happy with a lot of the wild throws and fielding mistakes that were made in these last couple innings. There's a pitch, and that's going to get hit into right center field as Vogel is going to advance all the way to second and slide. for a nice double. A lot of the hits that Laverne has been making, they've been dropping in these gaps where there's no fielders around.
Yeah, they've done a good job of taking advantage as Vogel gets another two-strike hit right there. They're doing a good job of, even when they get down in counts, to take advantage of the mistakes that the Whittier pitchers are having their pitches thrown and driving them into the field of play where the Whittier players are not.
So, Justin Cottinger, who gave up a double just now, will get ready to face off against Jacob Thomas, the DH, who's gone 2 for 4. And when he hits it, he can crush it, whether it's infield or out. Here's the pitch. So watch as that go by for ball 1. Looked a little high.
As we take another look back at the SCIAC standings, at the SCIAC activity today, looks like Redlands ended up finishing off Pomona Pitzer 8-3 as that game just finished off.
I would assume that they would have a game 2 going on today as well.
Yeah, that makes it even more important for Laverne to pick up this first win of the day, so that way they can pick up the game 2 win. With Redlands taking care of business, they need to do the same.
Both teams, well, up until now, were 17-5 in SCIAC standings. Redlands now 18-5. As Cottinger gets ready for his next pitch. Another ball. You got to wonder if Laverne's got their phones out in the dugout keeping an eye on that game.
I wouldn't think so. Coach Winterburn does a pretty good job of having his guys under control. They know what to do when they're in there, staying focused on the game.
And you can tell right here just the way that they've been playing. The plate discipline, the fielding discipline. Now there's a strike.
I would imagine Thomas stays green lighted right here with a 3-1 count, looking for his pitch.
Thomas, whose strength when he swings at that ball cannot be underestimated. As here's the 3-1 pitch. 3-2, full count.
It's a good job getting in there on that inside part of the plate for the pitcher. Doesn't want to leave it over the part of the plate where Thomas can go ahead and get his arms extended and drive the ball.
That was a nice low and inside pitch there by Cottinger. Had a lot of movement there at the end.
Tougher to get extended on a ball inside, unless you're looking for it.
Full count, runner on second. 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. Here's Cottinger's pitch. Thomas swings on a foul. Cottinger hoping to get out of this inning without leaving any further damage, without providing any other runs for Laverne. We go for another full count pitch. Looks back at second. There it is. That's low for ball 4. Cottinger allows Jacob Thomas to take the walk. As Nick Michaels retakes his place in the box. You know, this is not a fun part of the lineup to face off if you're a pitcher for Whittier. We're looking at everything. Every hitter minus Jacob Benson has gotten a hit for Laverne, so they have all been producing towards this hit party. Michaels swings, strike one. Michaels another one that has gone 2 for 4 today. As Cottinger gets ready for the 0-1. That's going to get swung hard to shortstop, and they're going to get the double play there. So they've attempted that double play a couple times, and it finally pays off for Whittier to get a quick end to the inning, just as it looked like Laverne was about to build some momentum.
Yeah, just unfortunate right there for Michaels. Hits the ball about as hard as you can, again, up the middle. Shortstop just makes a great play and easy double play.
Nice fielding by Blancett, but at the end of the 7th inning, the score is Laverne 10, Whittier 4. You are watching Skyac Baseball on LVTV 3, Laverne Community Television.
I'm one unlucky guy. The chance of being involved in a robbery is 1 in 757. The chances of being struck by lightning 1 in 750,000.
Please fasten your seatbelts for unexpected turbulence.
The chances of being a victim in an airline crash 1 in 29 million. Hey, could I get some peanuts? The chances of being involved in a car crash are far greater than lightning strikes and plane crashes. And if you are texting while driving, your risk of crash increases 23 times. Now, I may be an unlucky guy, but I don't have to be part of that statistic, and neither do you. Drive responsibly.
Welcome back to Campus West at Benton Hines Field for Game 1 of this baseball doubleheader between the Laverne Leopards and the Whittier Poets. Laverne currently up 10-4 as we get ready for Hayden Firth to make another pitch to start the inning, and that'll be swung on in a foul by Jared Samsing. Samsing, who has been at the plate 3 times and is walked all 3 times.
And it looks like he's the only starting position player still out on the field for the Poets right now.
As Firth pitches, inside, ball 1. The only other member of the original starting lineup, batting lineup, is Angulo, the DH. So Whittier has brought out all the stops, completely switched their roster, minus for Samsing. As there's the 1-1. Low for 2-1.
It's going to be important for Firth to continue to throw strike, especially as we've been mentioning, a lot of new players in the game for Whittier. They haven't seen any live pitching today so far. It's going to be all of their first at-bats of the game. So it's a pretty even playing field right now, and it's going to be important for the pitchers to step up and make their pitches.
An inside pitch for 3-1 for Firth.
Especially with this 10-4 lead for the Leopards, they want to keep it this way and not press, but continue to do what they have been doing and get outs.
As Firth gets ready, here's the 3-1. Inside, and Samsing is going to walk for the 4th time today.
Now batting, number 22, Justin Ryan.
As we have a new hitter, Justin Ryan, taking over at second.
Looks like we'll be the last starting position player besides Angulo will be exiting the game right now as he gets a pinch runner to come in for him.
Justin Ryan, who's currently at second base, playing second base, he averages a 500 batting average off of 3 games started. No home runs, no RBIs, no runs. He will face off against Hayden Firth. And Firth will take ball 1.
little bit of an awkward catch right there for Santa Cruz at the plate. Not sure if Firth and him were not on the same page right there or what happened.
If you're Laverne, you don't want to give up any errors, you want to give up any mistakes, and try and make this game close again. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and that's going to get swung foul.
Nice aggressive swing right there out of Ryan.
Ryan had a nice swing, but looks like the wind blew that one over the foul line. So 1-1 is the count. As Firth gets ready to pitch, there's a strike. 1-2. Mason Blancett is on deck for Whittier. So we'll be seeing a lot of these Whittier hitters for the first time today. As Firth goes for the 1-2, and there's the strikeout. One away for Laverne. That is the second strikeout for Firth on the day. As the shortstop, Mason Blancett will take his place in the box. Blancett is batting .356 with 1 home run, 12 RBIs, and 17 runs and 5 stolen bases on the season. So he's definitely not the kind of guy you want to see on base. There's first pitch, and he's going to hit that hard into left field. And it is going to be caught at the warning track. So a nice hit, but it looks like that wind took into effect. So wind is blowing from left field to right field, preventing that ball from being able to get over the wall. And that's been a case for a lot of hit balls today. None of them seem to have been able to find their way over the wall today, Anthony.
Yeah, that wind has definitely been playing a big factor, as you mentioned. It's keeping those balls that are flying into left field, keeping them in the ballpark. And we haven't seen one fly out at right field, but if someone's able to get that ball in the up in the jet stream, we might see one take off out of here pretty soon.
Charlie Mayfield will take his place in the box. Firth throws to first. Safe. Mayfield batting .250 with 3 RBIs in 19 games played. So here's the pitch. 1-0. Firth is having himself quite a game. He's only given up 2 hits, no runs, no earned runs. He's walked 1. He's got 2 strikeouts after facing 10 batters. So he gets ready for the 1-0 pitch. And that's going to get hit. It's going to get fielded and thrown to first for the out. And another quick out for Hayden Firth.
Just a beautiful play over there at third base.
And that'll retire the side. You're watching Skyac Baseball on LVTV3, Laverne Community Television. Got to mention on a side note. Oh, here's the replay. As you see, it's fielded by the third baseman. He launches it to first, to Michaels for the quick out.
Granado just did a great job of going up and getting that ball rather than letting it come to him and able to make a strong throw on the run.
I was going to say, the side note, the music choice today has just been awesome. You know? Can't ask for nothing more when you're up here. As Whittier, with this completely different roster than what they opened up the game with, warms up and gets ready for the 8th inning. This might be Laverne's last opportunity to add some more runs to this lead, as they could possibly close it all in the next inning. As Chris Paris will get ready to take his place in the box. face off against Justin Cottinger once again. Cottinger 1 hit, 1 walk. He gave up a double in the last inning to Nick Michaels. Correction, he gave up that double to Brandon Vogel. Chris Paris in the box, ready to face off against Justin Cottinger. And here we go. Cottinger winds up. Strike one. Cottinger gets ready for the 0-1 pitch. Ball 1, low. 1-1's the count. Looking at the defense, Anthony, they got this huge gap open right there in the center.
Yeah, that's definitely Paris is going to be looking to take advantage of right here. He's going to want to stay inside the ball and keep it right up the middle, like as you said, with the big gap up the middle.
That's where the majority of these recent hits have been taking place, right there in the center. As Cottinger throws ball 2.
Yeah, as a hitter, it's important to make sure and kind of keep yourself hitting the ball right up the middle. 'Cause if you're hitting the ball right up the middle, it's keeping everything balanced and it's keeping yourself under control. Not out in front, not late. Just keeping yourself right up the middle is where you want to be at.
2-1. 3-1.
You know, too, when you're keeping yourself up the middle like that, that allows you to just turn on pitches naturally that come inside. Opens everything up a lot easier.
So 3-1 count. No runners on base. No outs. Cottinger's pitch. That's going to get a hit to second, to the shortstop, and he's going to get thrown out at first. So nice fielding by Blancett, the shortstop, and able to make that nice throw to first to take out Paris.
Number 30, Mark Abadi.
Looks like we'll see another senior enter the game right here. 4-year senior Mark Abadi, number 30. Been a big contributor for the Leopards in his 4 years here, coming off the bench, starting last year. Hasn't started as much this year, but he's still a threat at the plate with a lot of power once he gets in the game.
Mark Abadi is a catcher, as you mentioned, a senior from Whittier.
Plays some outfield for the Leos as well.
He's hitting .273 with 2 RBIs and a run this season. Time to make his presence felt here on Senior Day for Laverne. As Cottinger gets ready to face off against Abadi. Strike one. Cottinger trying to get out of this inning without allowing any runs as Abadi swings on. Strike 2.
Good pitch right there from the pitcher. Able to keep Abadi off balance right there with his changeup, looking like his fastball.
Abadi looking to be aggressive here. As Cottinger gets ready for his next pitch. Here's the 0-2. And Cottinger catches him on the outside edge. First strike 3. Nasty looking off-speed pitch as it curved right back into the strike zone.
Catcher number 23, Adam Santa Cruz.
as Adam Santa Cruz will step back into the box. Santa Cruz 1 for 2 today. Had a crucial RBI earlier in the game when he was first brought in. Cottinger gets ready. Here's the pitch.
Yeah, you've seen Santa Cruz in his previous at-bats. He pulled a ball into the hole in the 6 hole, and then hit a ball into the 4 hole. Didn't get through there, but he hit it over that way. So Whittier not really sure where to place him at right now. It'd be a good time for Santa Cruz to stay balanced, hit that ball right up the middle where that gap is.
1-0 is the count. Here's the pitch. Inside, a strike. Another good movement on that ball. I thought that was going to go directly at Santa Cruz.
Yeah, very good pitch right there. Had some late life on it as well.
1-1 is the count. As here's the 1-1. And Santa Cruz is going to hit that into left center. It's going to get fielded, and he's going to get away with a base hit.
Now batting second baseman number 3, Mauricio Guadarrama.
So Santa Cruz, 2 for 3 on the day. And here comes Mauricio Guadarrama, another batter who's gone 2 for 3. His last at bat, he had a bunt that allowed him to advance off of some of the fielding issues for Whittier. As here's Cottinger's pitch. And Guadarrama's going to hit that deep in the center field. And that's going to be caught to retire the side and end the inning. So Whittier able to limit Laverne and prevent them from scoring any additional runs. So at the end of the 8th inning, the score is still Laverne 10, Whittier 4. You are watching Skyac Baseball on LVTV3, Laverne Community Television.
Hart, what's going on? I'm leaving. Why? What did I do? Not enough. You constantly ignore me. You barely eat anything healthy. You're half as active as you used to be. The pressure is just too much. I quit. Okay, I get it. I'll do better. Just, please, don't leave. Okay. But remember, if I go, you go.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you. Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
Welcome back to Campus West, Ben Hines Field for Game 1 of this baseball doubleheader between the Laverne Leopards and the Whittier Poets. Laverne is up 10-4 as we get ready to begin the top of the 9th inning. As Hayden Firth returns to the mound to hopefully close out the rest of this game.
Yeah, Firth's been a bright spot out of this bullpen today. Came in yesterday, only faced 2 batters, walked both of them. But today he's rebounded very well.
As he pitches, strike 1. As he faces off against another new member of the roster. There's strike 2. He's facing off against Anthony Sturity. As Firth pitches, swung, and there's strike 3. 1 away for Laverne.
As we see a new third baseman also in the game over there for the Leos, Ryan Galan, number 15, transfer junior.
Quick 1-2-3 pitch, strikeout for Firth. Gets ready, and that's going to get hit into right field for a base hit. As Kurska will get the base hit.
Number 5, Will Reeder.
Will Reeder will enter the box for the second time. Nick Kurska center fielder able to get a nice hit into right field to get a base hit. As Firth gets ready to face off against Reeder. Here's the pitch. Inside, ball 1. Firth has pitched a gem since he came in earlier in the game. He's given up 3 hits. He's had 3 strikeouts, but the fact that he hasn't allowed a run since he's been out here, as there's the 1-1. He's definitely a high point in a game changer for Laverne in game 1.
Yeah, it's something that they definitely needed out the bullpen. After their reliever, A.J. Jimenez, had to throw 5 1/3 innings yesterday, they needed somebody else to come out the pen today.
As that ball's hit deep into left field, and it's going to be, oh, it's going to be fair. As the runners are going to advance to second and third. A nice hit by Will Reeder. As Chris Liggett raced, made a valiant effort, but he just couldn't hold on. He just couldn't make the grab there. So you look, Reeder hits that ball, and Liggett full sprint, trying to extend, trying to get it.
You know, that's the right play right there for Liggett. He comes in as sliding feet first, trying to make that play. And when he slides in feet first, that allows him to pop right back up if he's not able to make that catch and get that ball into the infield instantly to prevent those runners from scoring, keeping them at second and third now.
You got Howe at the plate. As he takes strike 1. Chris Howe at the plate. Takes strike 2. Howe's batting .091 batting average. He's got 5 runs and 1 stolen base. Junior from Silver Spring, Maryland. He's a long way from home. As there's the 0-2. Outside for ball 1. You got 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. 2 runners on base, both in scoring position. Here in this 10-4 contest, the top of the 9th. Here's Firth's next pitch. There's the 1-2, and that's gonna get hit high. And that's gonna get fielded by the first baseman, Nick Michaels. We're 2 away for Laverne.
You couldn't ask for a better outcome right there for Firth, just getting the batter to pop up a ball to the infield, and Michaels makes the play. That's what you want right there with runners at second and third. You either want somebody to pop it up, or a strikeout would be great too. And now that allows them to have 2 outs, moves the defense back into their normal positions, puts them in a great spot.
So we got Fierro taking his place in the box once again. Andrew Fierro, the catcher, senior catcher from Riverside. Hoping to drive in at least one of these 2 runs and keep Whittier alive. We're at 2 outs in this inning. And throughout this game, 2 outs have not been kind to pitchers in this game, as they've been giving up most of their runs and hits during this time. As Firth pitches. Strike 1. Mind you, there is a game 2 following this. Once again between Laverne and Whittier. As Firth pitches, low, ball 1.
Good try right there, though, for first.
Laverne right now in a race in the standings against Redlands for that regular season title. Laverne needs Redlands to lose, and they need a win to basically clinch it. And there's the pitch, and that's going to get hit fair to third, and that's going to get thrown, and that's going to be out at first. And that'll end it here with Laverne coming on top over Laverne 10-4. This was a very good game for Laverne, not so good of a game for Whittier, Anthony.
Yeah, that's a good game one for Laverne. You saw the bats come out. Pitching wasn't too great to start it off, but they were able to battle back and keep their club in the game, and their bats again picked them up, put 10 runs out on the scoreboard, 14 hits. Did a great job. Leads them in a perfect spot into game 2.
A big high point for Laverne was putting in Hayden Firth at the, I believe it was the top of the 5th, at the with like 2 outs in the 5th. And he came out and he just started slinging that ball. He started taking out. He didn't give up a run at all since he came in.
Yeah, he just kind of came in and shut the door, and like I mentioned earlier, that's what Laverne needed out of their bullpen. They needed somebody to come in and shut the door, and that's what he did.
For Whittier, it didn't go so well for them. There was a period where their fielding was just horrible, and as you could see, the entire roster changed in these final couple innings. That hurt them. I know you got to wonder what they're going to do to correct that for game 2.
Yeah, you would think that you saw a big lineup change out there. I would assume some of those guys came in, had some good ABs. Might see some of those guys step into the starting lineup again for game 2.
So the question now is, can Laverne continue this momentum, continue this drive in game 2 against Whittier? But for that is it for us here. The final score is Laverne 10, Whittier 4. I'm Christopher Livingston, joined by Anthony Cisneros, and you're watching SkyAct Baseball on LVTV 3 Laverne Community Television.